You're listening to the Miracles in Meat podcast. I'm Shane Thibodeau, a fourth-generation butcher at one of the oldest meat markets in the world. My great-grandfather started this business by slaughtering one cow or pig at a time and selling the cuts door-to-door on horse and buggy. Today, our products are enjoyed across the globe. I will attempt to give you some insight as to how we got here and explore the challenges we've had along the way. At Bourgeois, our mission is to preserve our heritage generation after generation through legendary Cajun flavors and the development of relationships, not customers. Since 1891, Bourgeois has maintained age-old culinary traditions that fuel the South Louisiana lifestyle. Over the past 133 years, our Cajun products have gained global recognition, and for tens of thousands of folks around the world, the Bourgeois Cajun Lady logo is a symbol of home. Today, the fourth-generation butchers sit at the 9-foot maple block with loyal customers to discuss the adventures, skills, and passions that guide each of their legacies. These conversations will become priceless resources for future generations of any industry. This is our way of maintaining the spirit, purpose, and traditions of our lost arts in a world of change. 133 years, 4 generations. We're just getting started. All right, next up we got some questions. If you go to our website, bourgeoismeatmarket.com, you click on Miracles in Meat podcast at the top. That's the page that has all of our podcast episodes. Keep scrolling. You're going to see a form that says submit a question to the podcast. You can submit a question, comment, concern, feedback, something like that. You can even upload an audio file and do a little something like that. We'll either read it or we'll play it on a future episode. So if you didn't know that was there, go check it out. Send us something. We'd love to get these questions because a lot of the questions we take for granted, and we think everyone knows the answers to them. But I guess it's obvious that we don't do a good job pushing our info out there. So this is a little bit for fun and a little bit to help people out. So send them in.
Oh, wouldn't you have loved to have Brian on one of these? Oh, mercy, it would have been my favorite.
I think so. Mine too.
Well, that proves the concept.
Yes.
That it is a good idea because you said it would be awesome, so that means it's awesome.
Shane, you want a brownie before we get started?
No.
Okay.
I'll probably eat one right in the middle.
Okay.
All right. Everybody sounds pretty good. If you need to drink or anything, you can just lift these up. If you need to, if we
Cough
need
or
a
sneeze.
If we need a timeout, I can just pause where we are.
That's good.
So
Like for a bathroom
should we
or
do this to you,
Yeah.
like bathroom or
Yep.
something?
You could even just say,
Yeah, he can
Timeout?
edit back.
And
You can edit it. Okay.
anyway, that's the way. Got my cowbell. That's a good cowbell.
Thank you.
Y'all made it?
No, I bought it.
Oh, it's disappointing.
I could always go slam the back door before we get started. That's usually what started a...
Or slam a kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're starting it off now. And this is, I don't know, maybe like episode 22. The last one was Uncle John, just me and Uncle John, which was a good one. And
He didn't post it yet.
Okay.
no, I didn't post it yet. We did talk a little bit about Mawmaw in that one. And I think so far no one has really talked about Mawmaw much. So I was hoping to get a little bit of Mawmaw stories out of y'all. Everybody has Pawpaw stories, and yeah, we gotta get some Mawmaw stories now. So start thinking of those if you got them. So we are here with my mother, Anita.
Hello.
Anita and Aunt Nancy.
Yeah.
And Susan,
How you doing?
who's my nanny. Let's do, and look how I'm just gonna kind of ask questions in general, and then someone can just pick. If you have a good answer for it, you can start off, or if you know who you want to point the finger at to tell the story, they can go like that. So right now we're filming, or we're recording in the kitchen, in Pawpaw's kitchen. That's what I call it. That's what I call this place. What do y'all call this place that we're in right now?
This was always Mom's kitchen to me.
Yeah.
Papa's house, Mom's kitchen.
Oh, yeah. This
It's
was
still not-
her domain.
Still not used to saying Nancy's house, but we need to start doing
we don't
that.
know.
Uh-huh.
It's the family kitchen.
That is hard.
It is still the family kitchen. If these walls could talk for the last, 150 years, right
And
in
you
this
talk
spot.
about-
I did always call it Pawpaw's house.
Yep.
But what did y'all call it?
It was our house.
You mean
just
growing
said
up,
home.
it was
You
our
just said
house.
Mom and Dad's house.
And at what age do you start saying Mom and Dad's house and not
When you
our
leave
house?
home.
When you leave home, yeah. Before then, it was just our house.
And then once we had children, it was Mawmaw and Pawpaw's house.
Okay, let's talk about children. Mom, how many children do you have?
You my only.
Okay.
I do have some
That's
steps.
right.
I have 2 steps.
And I just had 7.
You only had 7?
That's it.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. 2 boys, 5 girls. The first 3 were girls. That helped the rest come because they were like little mamas.
Okay, only 7 for you. And Nanny Sue?
I had my 2 boys,
The Benson and the Austin.
the Benson and the Big B and the little
And the
A.
Big B is moved to the
He
Arkansas.
is in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, with his little gang of 3, 2 girls and a boy.
And does anyone remember the number of great grandchildren?
You have that number, Anita?
Ooh, not off the head because
It
we're
was in
waiting
the
on
40.
3.
It was like 45 or 48.
It
We're
was
waiting on 3 right now.
And
It
this
was
was
approaching 50, I know
this
that.
was when Pawpaw passed. So this was. There's been several since then.
You talking about grand or great?
Great grandchildren.
Great.
Oh.
It's got to be at least 45.
Yeah, it was over 45,
And I think we have 3 on the way.
which is pretty wild. Okay, so we're here in the kitchen at Pawpaw's house. That's what I always called it. Tell us a little bit about this house and growing up in this house. And not just the house, but I don't know, the property and then Schriever in general.
Well, the house is a house with history. I don't know if that was ever touched on with anybody else, It was a carriage house. Now, Dickie would know a lot about that, the history, our cousin. But in the 1800s, it was a carriage house. The house next door was a hotel. And the carriages and the horses were kept in the downstairs part of this, which was open. And the upstairs part were for the workers, which
We're slaves before
I
the
believe
1860s.
it was slaves. Because when we redid the upstairs when we were young, we tore down, well, some of the sheetrock had holes in it, so we were patching all that. We found the slave-made bricks, made with the clay and mud, and they had dates on it. I wish we'd have had a picture of that and a name or 2. But so anyway, so we know that they were connected somehow by a breezeway, and there was some doors in the living room that aren't there now that they would come in and out of. And then anyway, I don't know what part of the history where the bottom was closed in and it became a home, and then added on a couple of times since then. So the house does have a lot of history, and it's been in the Bourgeois family. Let's see, Dad's
Parents.
grandfather, I think, was the first one to establish this, because he was also in the house next door, which is
Right.
torn down now.
And I think after Dad's parents got married, they moved into the carriage house.
Right.
And I think it was around the time of the war. They
Yeah.
added on the extra wing for a bedroom
Yeah.
for them.
So Ulysses was his
Papa's-
grandfather,
Papa's father.
was Jean Valerie.
Yeah, and Ulysses was his grandpa.
Valerie, Jean-Baptiste.
Jean-Baptiste.
Ulysses would have been Pawpaw's grandpa.
That's right.
Grandpa.
But you're saying his
I'm sorry.
great-grandfather was
Do you
at the
have that up
property
there?
next door.
I'm thinking it was his grandfather.
But Pawpaw was born in that house, not this house, correct?
Papa
No.
was born in this
He was
house.
born
They
in
were all born
his
here.
dad. Was
Matter-
his dad born in that
I
one?
thought it was his grandfather next door. Do I have that wrong?
Oh, okay.
Dad's grandfather?
Dad's
Okay.
grandparents had that big house next door. I don't know if it was a hotel, but I think when she was maybe a widow, they would rent out the rooms. This, when our grandparents, or Daddy's parents, got married, maybe 1905 or whatever, they moved in here. And so Dad's, as a child, all of those 8 kids grew up in this house. Matter of fact, this, I think, was the parents' bedroom, and he was born in one of these rooms. So I think that's it.
I can't pull up that genealogy thing.
I think I said it about right.
Although also worth noting is Mom and Dad raised 7 kids in here with 1 bathroom. So getting ready for church was fun.
Or school.
Or school. Or anything
Or
where we had to
anything.
wipe our faces.
Yeah, I remember way early on, bath time, it was a tub. We had no shower, you know. It was 2 or 3 of us in there at a time.
You
So
don't,
we had to
you don't let that water out either.
We were young then, of course.
So, what was it like growing up with 6 siblings? Each of you had 6 siblings.
Well, when we were really little, do y'all remember we all slept in one room upstairs? They're big, big rooms, like 17 by 17. We all slept up there. There was a crib, so there was 2 in one bed, 2 in another bed, 1 in the middle in a crib, and I think the baby was probably downstairs. So I think until we were about 10 or 11, we all slept in that one room because they kept the front room pretty, because that was Aunt Lil and them's room. And then when we were teenagers, Mom allowed us a makeover, and we made over that room with whatever we wanted from Sears and JCPenney's, I think. Huh?
Orange.
Very orange.
Everything was orange.
Carpet, paint. So that was big stuff to move out of the room with everybody and get the girls' room.
Yeah, I remember getting that room ready, and that orange shag carpet came in like 1 or 2 foot squares with the peel back thing, peel and stick. Yeah, I remember helping Mama do that, and painting the ceiling fan orange and the closet door orange. But we
everything
loved it.
Oh, it
We
was
thought
beautiful.
it was. Oh, everybody loved it.
It was like the Brady Bunch days with the early 70s. I don't know.
Ugh. And the boys were in the other room.
Yeah.
The 4
Yeah,
boys
so
were
they
in
had
the
the room. So we had the 3 girls, and the 4 boys wasn't 4 for very long, because I think in Biff's podcast he explained how he moved out at
He
a
moved
very
out,
young
right.
age.
Biff moved out at, I believe, 9.
Something like that.
Yeah, he moved to the old market.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is in the same yard as the house, which is not here anymore.
And Mom redid that room too with paint and some carpet, not shag. But I remember as the boys got older, they were always out in the yard shooting birds and stuff. And I remember I walked in one day and there were 2 birds nailed to the wall, blood still dripping. They had them on display. That's how they decorated it. So things like that. Mom didn't go upstairs, right, girls? Mom did not go upstairs.
From super young ages, we all 3 girls had our house chores, which rotated. So somebody had like
The porches.
somebody had the kitchen, and then somebody had to do the
Upstairs.
vacuum and dusting or something
then
like that.
upstairs and
The
baths.
upstairs, the downstairs, and the porches, something like that.
That started real young.
And
I want to say 8 years
yeah,
old.
and every week we rotate our little chore, so she wouldn't have to go upstairs. And the only time Dad would go up there, no, he was good. He would tell stories, which
We
was
love that.
such a childhood favorite memory. Or to spank us for being too loud, not going to sleep.
Matter of fact, the hook is still there at the foot of the stairs where he hung his alligator belt for us to see before we go up. We'd see that belt. That was
Susan,
our-
Susan,
we'd
you know
hear
you
the-
never
we'd
got
hear the
spanked.
We'd hear the jingle of the belt.
And
That's
we
what
need to
we would
shut
hear.
up.
And we'd be like, oh, y'all, shut up. We'd all go under the covers.
We
And
knew
what,
that
were
was
y'all,
our last
and
one.
what were y'all doing up there to be so loud?
Laughing and telling stories.
Being loud.
Sometimes
stories about
fighting,
what?
but
Oh,
Just
just,
what happened
whatever's
during the day.
going on. Yeah.
No, what was going on?
Friends.
Fights.
Yeah.
well, a lot of times how mean Mom and Daddy were, because we had to do this and we had to do that.
How
and
hard
I
it was.
just hated it. No, but you got away with not doing this or that. So it's a lot of bickering back and forth.
I think
We'd
we
yell at the
bonded over
boys,
our
you know.
bondage here. We were like comrades.
And something Nancy said a long time ago about people with kids, or even smaller families. Of course, you want your kid to have their own room, but we're wondering how much closer we are for sharing a room and sharing all our loves, our
ups and
hates,
downs.
our ups, our downs, our thoughts,
Learning to live with somebody.
learning to live with somebody. What's yours? What's mine? You know, how to share that or sneak it out from behind the other one's back, one way or the other.
I just thought of another
So-
time Daddy came upstairs. We were very little. I think I was probably 7. So Donna would, Mom had, 7 of us in about 8 or 9 years. And Daddy came up. We were already in bed. And he said, get up. y'all forgot to salt the hides. It was dark outside, it was cold, and in our pajamas, we went out barefoot and salted those hides. We were so mad, but we never forgot to salt the hides again.
Okay, tell
'Cause
us.
that was an income for him.
Talk about that. What was that?
Tuesdays or
Explain
Mondays?
salting the
I
hides.
think Mondays was
Slaughter day, and they'd kill anywhere from
Or
7
maybe
to
Monday
11
was
cows.
auction day and Tuesday was slaughter day.
Yeah,
I'm kinda-
Tuesday,
Biff would
you're right.
remember. So Tuesday must have been slaughter day, so Tuesdays we had the hides to do.
And he'd pull the truck with the trailer in the back that had all the hides off of whatever they slaughtered that day.
And pull it to the
And
back
after
of the barn.
school, we'd go out there, very heavy, pull them into the little hide house, spread them out.
Yeah, we had basically a hide house. It was a separate
shed.
house in the back of the house that you would lay all the hides out and salt them.
Oh, I could picture
With the rock
Brian.
salt, yeah.
Brian just kind of telling us what to do, what not to do, and because you have to shovel salt on it after it's spread out. Every little edge
It was
has
rock
to be
salt.
flat. And man, do you remember? I just could picture Brian kind of orchestrated the whole thing and really fast, and so
God,
we do
must
it
have
as
been fast.
hot and flies, and all your your cuticles or hangnails would be burning or any cuts you had.
Yeah, and that's another thing that got the girls mad because besides the housework, we were expected
Boy
to do
work,
the
too.
salting the hides and cutting the grass. We had to do our share of all of it.
And
the
Susan
boys
took
never-
care of the pool, so that was
I
another
took care of
job
that.
you
I
had.
need to tell them what our payment was for the hides twice a year.
when the
it
hide
called?
man came.
The hide man would come, and what would he do with the money?
Chester's, yeah. So Dad, well, I guess it was like the stock market. The prices would rise and prices would lower on hides, and whenever they were at a good price, he would sell them. A truck would come and pick them up, and whatever money he made, he would take us out to Chester's.
Where
But
was
our
that?
family,
Not
that
Morgan
was in
City.
Donner,
Yeah.
Gibson,
Chackahoola.
Donner, Chackahoola. Same stuff.
It just closed not long ago.
So anyway, our family,
Fried
and then
frog
and then
legs.
our cousins that basically lived with us almost every weekend. They had 8 kids. We were 7, so we were 15 kids plus 4 adults, and we would take up almost the whole thing. But that
And
was a good
fried
memory.
frog
I forgot
legs.
about
That's
that.
what I remember. And we could have a soft drink, an orange pop.
Yeah, we didn't get that often.
No.
Uncle John told a story about him and Uncle Donald. They didn't want to salt the hides one time,
Oh, I know that story. Yeah.
and I believe they went throw them in the cane field
Yep.
or something, and
Dad found out.
he found it and he made them bury it, but he made him bury it deep.
Yep. Dig it.
And there's basically nothing but rocks out in that
Yeah.
yard.
Oyster shells and glass and bricks.
Gilbert's a handyman Dad had around the market, and he told me this story recently. He worked on the house for something. He goes, Nancy, me and Mr. Lester, we were sitting on that back porch. I watched those boys digging. I could barely see their head. I said, Mr. Lester, you hard on those kids. Even my mom and daddy ain't this hard on us. He goes, they'll be fine. And he kept sipping on his Budweiser. He said their heads just, when he couldn't see their heads, he told them they could stop. Throw them in. He didn't want to smell them. Yeah.
All right, what were y'all eating back in the days? What was Mama cooking?
Oh, if you
Innards.
want to know about Mama.
Innards,
Innards, cow
tripe?
innards, tripe,
A lot of
brains,
fish. She'd have all 4
liver.
skillets going frying fish.
fried fish, anything with ground meat.
Gumbo. We'd have a roast some Sunday, so that was a treat.
We did have
'Cause
a meal
we didn't eat
every
as much
single
meat as
night,
people
though.
probably thought we did, because we were butcher kids or whatever. Right? We didn't eat meat every day, did
No.
we? No. A lot of fish. Hamburgers.
Spaghetti's one of her
Spaghetti.
specialties. Her spaghettis, her roast on Sundays, I remember.
And then hash on
and then,
Monday.
Yep, with the
Hash with
potatoes.
potatoes, yep.
On Monday, she did beans, she did soups,
And-
pork chops, smothered down.
And Mom was the baby of her family, a bunch of kids growing up, and so she didn't learn how to cook. So she was kind of a nervous wreck in the kitchen because Daddy's mama, who lived in the little house, was like what Dad compared everything to, and she always felt inferior to that. But boy, it was good.
Well, I think she got several recipes from
From
Mom,
her.
but I don't remember which ones it was. But
Probably
I know
most of
she
them.
kind of got a lot of input from
But
Dad's mom.
she never thought she was a good cook.
Look, Mom and them had a hard life. She lost their dad
Right when
a
she
few
was
months,
born.
right? She was a few months old when they lost their father. They were what, six kids?
maybe seven.
Seven.
She was a
Seven.
They were
Trahan.
7.
She was a
Yes.
Trahan from Homer.
And her oldest brother had to
South
quit
Down.
school and go to work in the cane fields.
He was
She
in
had
the
a hard
cane
life.
mill, yeah.
Yeah,
and
the
he
mill.
actually lost his hand in the mill.
His arm.
His
yeah.
arm.
He came
From
the
the elbow
father.
down,
yeah.
He became the father figure. He kind of raised the kids.
What stories do y'all have of Mawmaw? Y'all Mawmaw. What y'all call her, Maw?
More.
Yeah,
Mom.
so Mom was Dad's dad, and we called
Dad's
Mama's. Mama, yeah, and Mama's mom. We called her Grandma.
Grandma,
I remember calling. She kind of died. We were still a little bit young, but I do have some memories of
Julia.
her. Julia is Dad's
Is-
mom.
But that's who lived here, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Julia Thibodeau.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because she had a stroke, and so we would like get her a newspaper. Susan has more memories with that grandmother than us.
Because as she got a little older, they didn't like her sleeping by herself, even though she was so close. So I think Biff took turns too. So me and Biff would take turns. We'd go there after supper at night, bring our little pillow and a blanket, and she'd set us up on the little sofa, and we'd stay up watching Ed Sullivan. Oh my God, Ed Sullivan and Red Skelton. I just remember watching that on TV with her. She loved that. And she'd usually have a little snack, like some grapes or some fruit for us, you know. So then we'd go to bed, we'd sleep, and then the thing that woke me up in the morning was the smell of her French drip roast coffee pot. She made a strong little pot of coffee, and she'd come with me with some coffee milk. It was mostly milk and a little coffee. Oh, I just thought that was so good, and some sugar in it. That was just so good. But I remember the smell of that coffee, boy. She loved that.
Y'all remember the family barbecues, and she'd sit on the
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day? Yeah.
All the relatives came, all the bourgeois.
And the competition was, we always had watermelon, plenty of watermelon. The competition was to take the watermelon seeds and pinch them and see who can put one on each of her earlobes like earrings. Jimmy was good at that.
I think we have a picture of it with, I don't think she even knew we were doing it.
No, she didn't.
Because she was pretty old, sitting in a chair.
But that was fun.
But she was sweet. She was pretty mild-mannered. I also used to go and clean her house on Saturdays. I'd mop. And without fail, every time I had that mop in my hand, she said, "Now get extra good by the stove." I guess she fried whatever grease. She told me every Sunday, "Be sure you get extra good by the stove." So I used to clean her little apartment, which is just a little one-bedroom efficiency little apartment, which was all she needed. Boy, she'd spend some time on her porch watching us play in the yard. She'd yell at us now and then if we
Croquet.
were doing something stupid.
Oh, the swings.
Yeah,
She
she
didn't
got
like
nervous.
that.
Yeah.
We would hang ropes and
We had a huge swing on the big oak tree in the front yard. I don't know how big it was. I feel like it was 10 feet long.
Yeah.
I think it was
It
7,
was-
but or 8.
I was little.
It was a
just
big one.
like we could all
Yeah.
sit on it, you know.
but
And,
we didn't just sit.
It hung from a very high branch, and the tricks you could do on that swing, like twisting it like you were doing with the girls the other day, climbing up to see who can touch the top limb.
Or we would hang
And-
ropes and put a wooden seat and
Oh, yeah.
swing in huge circles, almost the whole width of that yard. And then Eddie one day hit the tree. He had amnesia. He didn't remember his name, and we got
God,
scared.
he hit it hard, huh?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah.
I think Tigoob did too, though. Huh?
Yeah, so that
I
came
don't think that
down.
one as
That
bad,
came
but
down.
that was the last straw.
Y'all have any stories or any memories of Mawmaw talking about teaching?
So
I know the students loved her.
Yeah, because even later in life, as I got older and started knowing people in the community, they said, "Are you Miss Trahan's daughter?" Oh, she was the best teacher.
Yeah,
She
her
taught
smile.
fourth grade English. She started at Terrebonne High, actually, when she got out of the convent. And then she moved to Schriever, where Dad's sisters introduced her to Dad.
Because they were teachers at
'Cause,
Schriever.
yeah, they were teachers too. And did y'all know he proposed to her in her classroom?
I did not.
I did not know that.
She told me that.
Tell the story of their first date.
You do it.
No, I have a bad memory. Susan, you probably know the details.
Well, okay, I didn't know it was their first date. I know it
Yep,
was very
that was-
early
Let me
on.
set it up with this. Apparently, which seems so nostalgic, they used to go to Thibodeau and they'd have real dances, with little servants.
College Inn.
The old College Inn. They dressed nice, and they'd go dancing a lot. So Daddy had a big idea.
So the brothers got together, and in the big front yard under the big oak tree, they built a platform, a dance floor.
From Woodbourne, from Bourne,
From
the
and a
wood from the
barn that
barn.
was, torn down. And they went in the fields and cut down some palmetto leaves to make like a screen, a wall screen to give them privacy. They hung lights up in the big oak tree to beam down on the dance floor. They hired
Somebody from
guys
the Ridge to dress nice
to
in a white
dress
shirt and
up,
tie.
to serve the
The
alcohol.
little bar and the
the
finger
and the
sandwiches his
food
sisters made.
and music.
They had a
Had a
record
record player.
player.
A record player.
Uh-huh.
They ran some electricity out there for the lights and the record player. And Mama got invited to that, and she thought she was on Fifth Avenue with the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts
And they
because she
danced.
was uptown. She was like almost didn't know
Poor
how to
little
act.
South
Mom
Town
and Dad were
girl.
poor, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
country come to city kind of thing. But she just thought that was the most spectacular night of her life, and they had a good time. so that was cute, yeah. But back to her classroom. So yeah, I think once or twice I may have gone with her to her room to set up
Help
a few
set up.
things. I don't remember a whole lot about that.
You at Schriever School or at St.
At
Francis?
Schriever.
Okay.
Schriever School.
Okay.
But it was, so I told you Dad was introduced to Mom by his sisters who were teachers at Schriever School. So that's how they hooked up. So he would deliver meat over there from the market for the cafeteria. So of course the students was all, Miss Traha, the butcher's here, he's delivering the meat. They tease her like that,
She
but
was
they
a
were
fourth
dating
grade
for a
teacher.
while. Fourth grade teacher, yeah. And I have to tell the story about when they broke up one time. But anyway, so things were going along fine, and it was looking good and everything. I don't know how discreet they were about things in those days, whether you announced things ahead of time. But it was after class, school was out, Mom was still in the room, and Dad made a late delivery, and he went up to her room. Kids were all gone, and he proposed to her there and asked her to marry her.
Never knew
So
that.
of course he said yes. She said yes.
I never knew that.
But the breakup was funny. He never explained what really happened, I don't think. But things were going along fine with the two of them. She felt like she was in with the family. The sisters loved her. They got along great. And her sisters were taking a trip to Niagara Falls. The
Summer
girl
break.
trip.
Yeah, summer vacation.
Yeah, because they were teachers, and asked her to go. So she said, "Oh, this is a shoe-in for me," So she went. She told Dad, and she went. When she came back, she heard nothing from him. Nothing. Never called. Never checked in on her. She had no idea what she did. And back then, you didn't go on the phone and say, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" So she kind of just left it like that. She didn't know what to do, so she just kind of picked up her life and kept on. So she had a little summer job at that little store
On 311, huh?
by the Retreat, the Lumen Christi. There was a little grocery store with a soda fountain bar kind of, and she was working that. And Dad would make deliveries back and forth to Houma. And one day he stopped for a soda or something to drink, and she was there, and she was kind of pissed. She said, "Well, I'll have to wait on him, but I'm not going to be extra friendly." She said, "What can I get you?" Kind of just like that. Got him whatever he wanted. He paid, and he left. He said, I'm sure she's thinking, I showed him, Well, a few days later, Dad gives her a call, looks her up, and asks her out again. Well, she was thrilled. And so the rest is history. She accepted, and they went on, and got married and everything else. But she did ask him later on, what changed your mind? What happened and what changed your mind? And he told her, I thought you didn't care much for me when you took off a whole week.
Whole week left Schriever.
Yeah, and left here, and I thought you didn't care about me. And then she said, well, what made you change your mind. He said, when I went in that store and I saw you in that cute little, was it flower or
Blue-
polka dot?
blue?
I thought he said little
Flower?
cherries, little red
A
cherries
blue
were on
dress
her
with little
dress.
red
Okay,
cherries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she looks so pretty.
And yeah, and so he said, I had to get back with you.
He had to forgive her.
He had to forgive her.
How dare you
Did it.
leave Schriever for a week?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that-
leaving Schriever for a week was probably not too common, right?
Probably
No.
not.
Probably not.
Unless you went to Homa. You know what I mean? Well, I was telling Anita, sorry. I remember this. She didn't really remember this. You might, Susan. But their anniversaries in August. Do you remember their anniversaries, what she would do? We'd all get
yes.
run out the house, like around supper time, maybe 5 o'clock. And she'd set the table with her china, crystal, silver. And she'd broil a steak for her and Dad and maybe potato. And a bottle of champagne with her pretty crystal. And by the time we would come back in, about an hour later, they'd be giggling. Mama would be just the
Well,
best move. So that
Dad-
was so sweet that
That
she
was
did that.
truly her knight in shining
Oh, yeah.
armor.
Yes, always.
Till the day she died.
Yes,
And,
she
and
lived
she
for
was
him.
his queen.
Yeah, yeah.
No doubt.
Yep. Love affair.
No doubt. So they had a very good life. You know, it wasn't easy. It was hard.
Oh yes, you can imagine.
But they were a good pair.
Y'all remember their biggest fight?
Yes. Tell that.
I don't know the details.
We never saw
the
them
crawfish.
fight
You're
or
talking about the
argue.
crawfish.
Daddy forgot to bring the milk or something.
And they had crawfish or something?
I
I
don't
remember
remember.
being crawfish.
I just know she cried, and we'd never
But
seen her
he
upset.
fussed her, or she fussed him about, why didn't you get the milk? You know, I needed it, and you were going to the store. And he must have had a bad day at work. He got mad. I don't know if there were a lot of words exchanged, but he took the garbage can, which was just full of whatever garbage from the day,
I thought it was crawfish peelings in there for
Yeah,
some
maybe.
reason.
and he threw it on the cabinet walls and then walked out. She cleaned it up, and then she walked to
Walked
the old
out.
market.
She went
and
behind the
cried.
old market
Behind
and
the old
cried.
market, yeah. And he found her, and
And
he
Daddy
felt
said when he
horrible.
found her, he just hugged her and said, "I'm so sorry."
That was their worst fight.
That's the only thing we ever saw.
But he's admitted that was their worst
No,
fight.
she yelled at us.
Oh, they
She got
both
mad at us. Yeah.
Do you blame her?
Yeah.
So yeah, Mom was a little angel. She kept the house running. I always thought she was a great cook.
I know.
I
we
mean,
all
I
did.
can't compare to her. You know, I got her recipes, but I know she didn't like it. I know she didn't like it. But
Did she teach y'all to cook, or did y'all
No,
just
she
kind of
was- it
watch?
We'd be too much in the way, I think, and it would take
She'd have us
longer.
help with little things like peel the potatoes for the potato salad. That's why I'm so good at that.
Oh, yeah.
Or like make a dessert, like we
Here
learned
we
how to
go.
make cake. Oh,
I have a cowbell, and anytime anything uncalled for is said, I'm gonna ring it.
But no, because when I first got married, I remember being on the phone.
Oh,
Mama,
yeah.
how you cook? How you do your tomato spaghetti sauce? You know, how do you do this carrot stew? Used to love her carrot stews, and she'd walk me through it. So didn't learn a whole lot living here.
She always burned the bread, though,
Oh,
That's a class.
yeah.
and choked on a fish bone.
Yeah.
Did she make bread?
No.
That was those little brown and serve with the little 3 lines on it. You know what I'm talking about?
We had that one almost every meal, and she'd
Almost.
almost always, oh, I
And-
forgot the bread.
And she never sat at the table, ever.
Well,
She'd
there
sit
was
at
no
the
room.
rocker.
She had, yeah.
There was 6.
Yeah.
there
Who
was-
who sat where?
So we're in our position now.
This is obviously not the table.
Oh, it's
No.
it
pretty
was about
old.
this size.
Yeah.
No, it was a Formica one.
Yeah.
We're in the situation where we were.
3 girls
then it
on
was,
one.
Daddy was right here on my right.
The head.
Then John, Donald, Brian,
Biff at the other
and
head.
Mama took the rocking chair when she could sit.
We ate so fast, but we didn't get up fast.
We wanted to go play. Oh, yeah,
No,
that's true.
we
would go-
sat at the table for at least an hour. I
And
think
all
every
our
night.
meals were with the entire family here, unless somebody was sleeping
6
over
o'clock.
somewhere.
6 o'clock.
It was
we knew
always
to
a
set it.
family meal, and when it was done, the girls had the cleanup.
But sitting at the table
We would sit
is
at
our
the table
best
and talk
memories.
and laugh.
Funny.
stories.
What about homework and studying?
I don't remember any of it.
It was up to us if we were going to do it. They didn't put pressure on us.
No.
I did it at the table usually.
It was at the table.
Yeah.
We got very little assistance from Mom and Dad. But back then, they really taught you in school. I felt
Yes.
they taught you.
Yes.
And we cared enough to do it, you know.
I had some
Most
trouble
of
with
us.
math, and thank God Biff was great at math. So I remember him helping me with advanced math. When I got up there with geometry, advanced math up in high school, he helped me with that.
And
That's
Mom was
about
an
the only
English
help.
teacher. She'd help me diagram a sentence.
She did.
Remember
okay,
that?
Yeah. So they
The
weren't
parts of the-
completely hands off.
Yeah,
but
she
for the
did
most
help a little
part, it was up to us whether we succeeded or not.
But after supper in the living room with that little TV, we'd watch something. Mama would maybe peel an apple and throw us a little slice of apple. Bedtime, 10 o'clock. They'd watch
And
Johnny Carson.
When Johnny Carson came on, that was bedtime.
Yeah. And we always gave Mom and Dad a kiss,
Kiss goodnight,
before going
yeah.
upstairs. Yeah.
What about some neighborhood characters? I know y'all were very close with cousins, but y'all also had a lot of regulars that seemed to. This was like the headquarters of Schriever.
We had a pool.
That's why.
Yeah.
Probably.
And a big yard.
And a big yard, and we were scared.
Brian had some interesting colleagues. He always ran with a tough little group. Learned a lot of interesting language
He
and
could have
words.
turned out really bad, but
Some good words.
that's where we learned them.
It's amazing he turned out as good as he did.
Now look, I don't know if Milton Benoit's listening. I think I ran
Hey,
into him
Milton,
at the
shout
Dollar
out to
General the
Milton.
other day.
Shout out to Milton.
But man, we used to fight. Like if Mama was running
He was like a
deliveries on Saturdays and we'd be left alone, kind of. Man, I mean, like they pound on us. I'm talking girls. Pound us, like what, 10 years old? Fist in the back, whatever. We teased and we'd get pounded. Well, Mama was gone one day and we made a plan. It had rained. And you know, you can't really see cars coming up the driveway when you're in the back right here. So there's a big puddle. We had a chain. We put that chain under that puddle. You couldn't see it. Somebody, maybe Susan, I don't know who, hiding on one side of it behind a tree. I was on the other side hiding. And here come Brian and, not Roy, it was Milton.
It was Milton on his bike.
And we heard the tires coming and they were flying. And boom, we raised that chain and they flew.
Caught him on his neck.
Don't think we stayed to watch the aftermath.
We never saw three girls run so
ran
fast.
because I knew we would hospitalize.
Yeah. He dropped and the bike
Yeah,
kept
it was
going.
bad. Skinned up shells, but it felt so good.
Well, we played a lot. We played a lot of croquet, so I think a croquet set might have still been out. He was taking those
Mallets.
solid balls. I remember the
Okay.
ball.
I remember the mallets.
Missed my head by inches.
Yeah.
I mean, I was running away from him. He hummed that mallet, that croquet ball at me. I can't believe.
Oh.
I
And
heard
to
about
think-
some big croquet games.
Oh, that was
long
big
range.
time.
That was once
big.
we were teenagers. Young, we did a little softball.
We
but
did some young
12
too.
That came from the
The
Bourgeois
boys,
boys.
yeah.
They played croquet.
Daddy liked
young.
it too.
And they still played older. I remember going to Jake's house and them playing in the front yards, and then it spilled over to here. We had a bigger yard, and you can send the balls further.
Yeah, they played no boundary croquet. So you can send somebody
To the neighbors.
far as you can possibly hit the ball. And a lot of times it would cross the road right here with the highway. It would get hit by a car or truck, and it would roll down to Perkles there, and you just play the ball where it landed.
That
You
was
have
the
to go
rule.
find it.
Play the ball where the biggest piece lied. That was where the biggest piece lied. That's where you play your ball.
Oh,
So
we've
we
had
always
some
had
fights.
backup croquet balls
And mallets. And mallets,
and
you know.
mallets.
Until they started making their homemade mallets. Remember those big
Yeah.
wooden? They were
With the big
this big.
screws in them.
Yeah, so
There was
those were
always
some
something
fun
going on
times.
here. We even had a, what do you call the archery thing that you hit the target? The big, it was in the backyard. We would have bow and arrows. Poor Mom. Dad let us
Tetherball.
do anything. Tetherball. Daddy even, I think for Christmas, we got a pool table
We had a pool
in the
table.
living room.
Yeah.
It took up the whole floor. Mama allowed that.
We played pool. I don't know how we didn't
You know
break
how big
windows.
that is? And we played pool for a couple of years.
The only thing we couldn't get was a real baton.
Oh, yeah. We used sugar cane
we had to
and
make
foil.
ours.
A baton like you twirl, girls. Yeah.
Like a majorette.
Yeah. And then we played ping pong at this table. We had a board we'd put out.
You know what the best toy was? Company.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 times a week we would get drop-in company, and that was a bunch of cousins, and we would just hit the highway. I mean the yard. Grown-ups
Dad
would
would call it
stay
Grand
inside.
Central Station. He loved cars coming in and
Oh,
out.
it's just you don't give a warning.
in
You
and out.
just
Poor
come in.
Mama. And look, once we were like the teenage years and starting to date or having friends, we did the bonfires.
That was
Remember?
fun, too.
Oh, like on a Friday night. And Mom and them let us, and their bedroom was right there. Every now and then they'd yell, but we'd tell stories, play music.
We did a
We'd
lot
put
of
the
camp
bonfire
outs,
right
too.
there. Camped out,
We had
backyard.
tents, fat parties we'd have in the tents with all that junk food we'd
Yeah,
eat.
Mary got that started. They always had good food at their house, good treats. What was
Yeah.
our treats, Anita?
Over here?
Yeah,
Sour balls and
Sour
animal crackers.
Yeah,
What's a
that's it.
sour
vanilla,
ball?
vanilla
Little,
wafers.
Oh, you
little
haven't
sugar
really-
ball with flavor.
Pure sugar.
little
Like a,
round.
what could compare it to?
It's almost like a big gumdrop, but it's not
Hard.
gum.
It's
It's
hard.
a hard candy like a peppermint, but they were fruit flavored,
She always had a big old thing full
sour
of those.
fruit flavored.
I remember.
And then oranges, of course, we had 13 Satsuma trees, so that was
Yeah,
snack.
true.
That was our snack.
I remember Nilla wafers.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
came later.
And Bluebell.
Oh, we didn't get
Oh,
Bluebell.
I got no.
The grandkids had the
No,
benefit,
we didn't.
and they had
No soda,
do you
no
call those things?
no ice cream.
Freezy
We
Pops?
had
We didn't get
Freezy
Freezy
Pops.
Pops.
Mama did that for the grandkids. They
Yeah, not
always do the
us.
Freezy Pops. No, peanut butter and crackers.
she did the Zatarain root beer or Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Lemonade.
concentrated
syrup.
stuff.
Mhm.
Oof.
That was our drinks.
What
Oh,
about
wow.
once y'all started venturing out into town? Y'all would have been in high school.
Oh, the rinky dink
Well,
Nita.
yeah, I heard about some of those spots.
Oh, well, Mary was our driver, so Mary was Susan's age. Susan, did you even have a car?
No, no.
At
Biff
some
didn't
point-
have one.
At some
I
point,
didn't
we had
have
an extra
one.
car. Remember the
rabbit, the
rabbit and
punching
Brian?
bag.
That,
Yeah.
After I got married, they finally got an extra car for them. So my ride was Eric, because we were dating young, and Mary, because Mary, our senior year, she was able to use her mom and dad's vehicle, so she'd come pick me up for school. We'd go have coffee at the old
She was our
cabin
ride
bar,
or die.
and then we'd have a half a day of school our senior
mischief.
year, and she'd drive us home
We
sometime.
tell them, y'all go get treats at the rinky dink
Oh,
or
we go to
Maltburger.
yeah, so this was when we were, Lord, I don't know. I was maybe 15,
15-ish, yeah.
15 years old or something. We'd go to Rinky Dink all the time, or Maltenberger right here. I remember we used to go to Rinky Dink, and they'd sit in the car, and I'd get out and go to the counter, and I would order 2 large ice cream cones. So they would hand me the ice cream cones, and I would stick one on top of each side of my head, and I would just say, "Oh, they fit," and I would walk out. And I'd just go in the car, and we would leave.
Anita was always the clown. She had everybody laughing.
Good
all
thing
the
there was
time.
no TikTok back then, huh?
Oh God.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You might have gone viral.
Probably. It'd be fun to watch.
But the going out, what was popular?
Oh, the football games
Foundry.
Friday nights and
Foundry,
the
Iron
Pizza
Horse.
Hut. And we'd go. Biff would be there. You'd be there. I mean, we
Yeah.
all kind of hung out
There was
together. We had
old
the same
Windjammer.
friends.
Y'all don't remember the Windjammer?
I do.
I do,
You
kind
I
of.
do.
I started going out
That's
when I was
my first.
15. So.
And the Foundry was high school.
Oh, I was Miss Goody Two Shoes. I didn't. I guess being the older girl, I always felt like I had to walk this fine line,
One thing we did
Not
have to
get in
do, though,
trouble.
when we went out, when we came back in, we had to knock on Mom and Dad's door.
We're home.
To let them know we're home.
Till the day I got married,
Yeah,
we did that.
sure
Yep.
did.
We're home.
Well, I do know y'all did sneak out a few times.
Well, I didn't. They did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, y'all snuck out and y'all slid down the.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
no, that's the
boys.
Oh, yeah, the
That was
boys
an
did that.
escape.
That's an
That's when they were
antenna.
punished.
That's more of a papa story, I guess, huh? It was probably summertime. If we're up late like that, it's usually
No, I
summertime.
thought it was when they were punished and they didn't want to be punished. and
I'm
they'd slip
talking
out.
about that fine Monopoly night.
Oh, that was Christmas. Remember we had that
Okay, it was
5-pound
Christmas
box
break.
of chocolates?
Oh, cheap
Oh,
chocolate.
man.
So anyway, I guess, I don't know, Carol, Jimmy,
I
David,
don't think Carol was here. I think it was me, you,
Goob was here.
T. Goob, Brian,
Yeah, I don't even know if
you,
Susan was
Susan,
here.
and I think that was it. So we were all in the middle of the living room. Must have been a Friday because Daddy had to work the next day.
Because 10 o'clock, I mean, he had to get up early, so 10 o'clock we had to be quiet. If we're going to be up, he can't hear us. And go ahead, Nita.
So anyway, we're up in the living room on the floor playing Monopoly.
Quietly.
A serious game of Monopoly.
No, spoons.
This is
With
the Monopoly
knives.
game.
Oh, okay,
This
that's
is the
another
Monopoly.
story.
That's a whole nother story. Anyway, and we had this 5-pound box of chocolates. That's how I know it was Christmas. Somebody always gave us this 5-pound box of Whitman's, the kind
Yeah.
you poke
Yeah.
before you get a good one.
Creams.
So we all doing that, and we're on the floor, and it's getting late, and we're getting loud.
But we were trying.
And then between the living room and Mom and Dad's room, there's 3 doors. So Dad would come in, okay, y'all hold it down, have fun. I got to work tomorrow, hold it down. So we'd get quiet, of course. But you start playing, you're eating chocolate, you're on sugar. And we'd start getting loud again. He'd come on in one more time. Okay, that's it, last warning, y'all be quiet. And we kind of knew it was serious, so go back to playing and whispering, and before you know it, here we go again.
I didn't hear him. I heard the doorknob, and I knew.
Yes. So we heard one doorknob, and that's when people started standing up. The second doorknob, people started running. The third doorknob, both exits from the living room are blocked with people, and I'm left in there last. So I
went
go behind the
upstairs.
lazy boy chair. Some people went out to the door that led outside.
The front
and
porch.
Other people went out
The stairs.
the door upstairs, and I was the only one in the living room. Well, he started kicking the Monopoly game and the 5-pound box of chocolate, and he kicked it, and he kicked it, and I'm shaking, and he kicked it some more, and he kicked for like 5 minutes before the last little chance card came fluttering down. And I don't know where anyone's at. I just know my eyes are closed, and he just goes inside. He goes back to bed. Now y'all go to bed, and there ain't nobody around for him. He didn't know I'm back.
He was sending a message.
He didn't know I'm behind the lazy bar. Now y'all go to bed. So that was it for us. Then people started coming in slowly, and then I ran upstairs, and nobody could find Brian. He's missing in action. Last I heard, he was out by the highway in the ditch. So anyway, we're all talking, where is he? Should we go look for him? And we're too scared to even open the door. Well, all of a sudden, we see Brian waving his hands. He's on top of the garage, second story, and we have a big window.
Knocking
and
on the
he's
window.
doing this, knocking on the window, telling him to let him in. So he had just climbed the antenna and got up there, and then we all went to bed. But we found houses and hotels and chance cards and
money
chocolate
and-
for 2 weeks after
Yeah.
that night. So yeah, that was
Good times. And what was it? We used to play a card game called Spoons, where you put all the spoons in the middle, one less than the number of people playing, and we'd play with, 8 or 10 people. And then you're out if you don't get a spoon.
Right.
Okay, so Susan, tell them what we did one
I
time.
don't know. Were they out that night
Yeah,
and came
they
back
went
in?
out, yep.
And we heard the car come in, or we knew what time they were going to be home, something like that. So it's like, let's play a trick on them. So we swapped the spoons out for knives. And I'm not talking about a butter knife. I'm
Butcher
talking about-
Daddy's knives.
Yeah. And we're going to see what they say. So, boy, we start the game when we
Here
know
they
they're fixing to come in the kitchen. We start the game, and you have to see us when we play this game. It's intense. You know,
'Cause you wanna
everybody
get-
thinks like fakes, like they
Go
got
out.
Yeah, they're going to go out and grab a spoon or a knife in this particular game. So we doing that, and boy, they come in, and what was their reaction? They
Mama-
couldn't believe it.
Mama said, "Lester, look what they're doing!" And she just ran in her room.
Yeah, Mama couldn't look.
Couldn't look. She couldn't.
Yeah,
look.
Same
so
with
we really did get them
fireworks.
good.
Mama just would go in her room, and we were doing like archery.
So it made them think we were really
She would
playing
just
with
go to her
knives.
room. She'd be a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
How many rosaries did she say to keep us alive?
Okay, who's the first grandchild?
Jessica, huh? Yours, Nancy?
No, Nick, yeah, Jessica.
Jessica, mine.
She was
Yes,
nervous.
that was 1980. Yeah,
Then Nicholas.
Then Nicholas.
yeah.
And then the
Okay,
rest is a
yeah,
Probably
blur.
Jason
The
Brody.
rest is a
Kept
blur.
coming.
Yeah,
It was
and then
probably
mine.
your older girls
Yeah.
and Nick,
About
Jason
the
Brody.
same.
Yeah, that came
Yeah.
about the same.
Okay, so what was it like? What was that transition like? You get to see, Mawmaw and Pawpaw as your
parents.
parents, and then you see them as grandparents. What was that like?
Our kids loved it. They still love. You still love coming here. Be honest, Shane.
Yeah.
The memories. The kids love the
Kids
memories
love
here.
coming here.
I was used to seeing them as grandparents by the time mine came along,
Yeah.
because Benson, I think, was number 10. So I kind of got used to seeing how they interacted with them. And it was a great transition, to see
Oh, Dad was great.
love.
Mom, they both
and-
were really
and
good with them.
The play.
I remember
they disciplined them.
My
they weren't
old
afraid to
Jessica
do
was
that.
just learning to walk, so maybe like 18 months old. And my husband and I surprised them one like Friday night after work or whatever. We walk in and they're in the living room by themselves watching their TV right before supper time. And Mama goes, "Ooh!" And she threw the baby, all excited, the first grandbaby. And she says, "Ooh, I'm going to go wipe the," she had a floor-length mirror in her bedroom. I can get fresh fingerprints because she had left them since Jessica had been there. Like, she didn't do that with us, right? You think she saved our fingerprints? So
That's
things
when the
like
vanilla
that.
wafers and the freezy
Yes,
pop started.
that's
All the
when
good-
the
ice
all the
cream.
good stuff.
That's when the good stuff came.
But my girls, because we lived in New Orleans, so but when they came, it was like over the river and through the woods, And they'll tell me, oh, Grandma would cut up cantaloupe and we'd eat it with toothpicks. And they taught us to play cards. Yeah.
They got
toothpicks to eat cantaloupe. Taught them to play cards. And she would take them to the mall and let them pick out stuff, She was, they loved her. And Daddy, too. Daddy was still working back then, but they loved his stories. And
Daddy
going
would
for
play
rides.
rough with the boys.
Yeah. Encourage them.
Yeah, they like kids. That's
This
for
was
sure.
the hangout, yeah. And we still did Christmases here for a long time.
Yep.
Gee, probably until about a dozen grandkids. And then we outgrew it and went to your house.
Yeah, we all packed in
Yeah.
our living room. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Christmases
To
were
see how many
fun.
people
Christmases
were
were
in there.
amazing.
To go
You know,
be in
people
the
worry about
Santa.
my house
yeah.
isn't big enough. Don't have
No,
room.
you squeeze
We
them.
were nobody cared about
No,
that.
I think there'd be 30 people
My
in
living
there.
room was smaller than this kitchen, and
Yeah.
we had I bet you
The-
30
'cause the
people.
kids would go in the
Nobody
yard.
would care. Nobody cared. We were all there having fun.
Now, did everyone do time on the patty machine?
Oh,
I did.
Absolutely. If you
that was
were-
our first job, basically.
Probably first grade you start, huh? If you old enough to go to school, you could make patties. Because
Especially
John
when
lost
farming
his finger
failed.
in second grade. So, yeah, we started.
We
Was it
started
second grade?
cleaning the market first.
Yeah.
We'd go there after
Sweep.
work,
Sweep and
sweep
saw.
and do the butcher block
We
with that.
clean the
with
saw.
that
We
thing.
clean the saw.
Well, he'd do the blade, but we do the rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean
And then
the-
we would
the scales.
bag cracklings on Saturday mornings.
Yep.
And we were talking about the patty machine, how we didn't have air conditioning upstairs, so the windows are always open in this, probably half the winter too. Well, you could hear that patty machine even from there. Ka-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You just remember the beat of that thing.
You could also hear Daddy, Cleve, and Raymond
Laughing.
in the slaughterhouse.
Because they didn't have the windows closed either.
You know, actually, we go back further than that. You remember, I don't know about you, making the patties by hand with the
Oh,
press?
yes.
I never did
Yeah.
that, no.
Make
But
a
we didn't-
meatball,
Yeah.
paper, press.
But I don't
Meatball,
think they were
paper,
doing the
paper,
Fireman's
press.
Fair that way. How
Yep.
in the
They
world?
did.
They did.
How?
They
Yeah.
did.
Daddy
I
said
remember-
45,000, whether that's
when
accurate or not.
That's when he
I
had
don't
us
know.
go in there. I don't think he did
Yeah.
it just on a regular basis.
I remember doing, oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember for the fair, man, that'd be what, a solid week, day and night?
Yeah, we would
Taking
take turns on the patty machine.
Yeah.
Day and night, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a
that
lot
was
of work.
fun. I didn't
was
find that
fun.
work.
The thing I like, I love making sausage. Not making it, they would mix it, but I like pumping the thing
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
the
into the
casing.
casing.
I
Yeah,
remember we'd have
I
to
love
unknot
doing
the
that.
casing. That would
Yep.
take forever.
Yeah, that was hard. And then Daddy would take us to the auctions when he would go to the auction, Raceland. And,
But he'd only take one
He would
person.
take one kid,
So it
and
was
we
a
would
treat.
rotate. So we would get either an ice cream
Or
cone
a soft drink out of
or
the
like
machine.
a soft drink, and that was a big treat.
Treat.
One-on-one time with Daddy
Yeah, that
and
was
ice
big.
cream. What?
Sure.
That was real big.
Yeah, you felt special.
Till
You know how
got
the
home.
casings come now?
No.
They come on this plastic sleeve that looks like a freeze pop, right? Like a hollow sleeve,
And
and
it's
the
already-
casing is threaded on the sleeve. So you take the sleeve, stick it on the horn,
and
and,
it
you
come
just
on.
pull,
Threads it. It threads it.
and
yeah.
it comes off, and now it's just on the horn.
Oh, y'all.
You don't
That
have
was
to
half
sit
the
there
fun.
and go.
Yeah.
It was hard though, y'all. It was hard.
Some
and it
of
was
it.
a tight knot.
I may have thrown some away.
You know,
I
he
don't know.
actually let me debone a little bit because I
I
worked
never did
there.
that.
I worked there my senior year in high school because I went half a day to high school, and then I come home for lunch, eat, and he always came home for lunch. Closed the market at that time, and at 1:00 or 1:30 he went back, and I'd work the rest of the afternoon until closing. So he taught me how to debone some things. He let me. I did use the saw for like pork chops, something simple like that. I remember slicing liver. That's when you can get liver. And a few things like that. I waited on customers. Y'all ever do that?
Waited on customers.
Customers
yeah.
for simple things, like hamburger pat for me.
Yeah,
I didn't
pan,
cut
sausage.
things. No.
Yeah.
I think pork chops was maybe the only thing. You kind of can't. It's not an expensive cut of meat if I messed it up, you know.
I never
I
used
wouldn't
a
do
saw.
a roast. I
was
wouldn't
just
do the
scared.
roast or anything like that, or break down a quarter. I wouldn't do that. But if it's broken down and they need this, and this cut up or deboned for ground meat, you know, or I'd help them do the ground meat. Go through the grinder twice, and so I did a few things back there. I
So-
didn't slaughter with it. I watched them slaughter.
Yeah, I used to like to
But
watch that.
I never. He let me try skinning them one time.
I never did
You know,
that.
Skin.
I did
They
that
made
on
it
a
look
deer,
so
but
easy,
later
Shane,
on.
and I know that's not easy. Just boop, boop, boop. And the way he would sharpen that thing on the, what do you call that, steel?
Steel.
Boop, fast. It's like it was an art. It really was.
But my favorite thing when I used to work there that half a year or year was listening to Dad and Cleve. And Mary Ann was there, Auntie. I had the best
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
watching their little interaction. I wouldn't interrupt any of it. I kind of just sat on my little stool and did what I had to do. But to listen to them and see how they interacted with some of their favorite customers and stuff like that, and just listen to them
Yeah.
Pick on
God,
each
that
other.
was so
And
much
honestly,
fun.
Dad was really generous because he knew the families, you know. And like if somebody kind of poor with a bunch of kids would come in and they'd say, I want $2 worth of soup bone or whatever, he'd make sure he'd give them a little extra, you know. Wouldn't tell people, but you can tell he took care of even the thieves he took care of.
Yeah.
He goes, next time you're hungry, you come talk to me. I'll give you something to eat. He told that little girl.
Yeah. It was something.
What were the summers like with,
school?
because Mama was off of school.
Grand Isle.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
trips to Grand Isle. The week after
Beginning and
school
ending, uh-huh.
ended. Yep.
And
the
then
week
right
before
before it started.
That was like going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Everybody got one paper bag, whatever you can fit in that paper
Or a
bag.
box. Or a box.
That could come with you.
Confirm.
Biff would
Yeah.
ride in the boat up there because we were, nine people. And
Yeah,
we'd
what
all
did
go
you
in
pull
one
it with?
vehicle.
What was the boat pulled with?
The
Whatever
Impala.
Daddy
We had an
We had
Impala.
an Impala.
He didn't have a truck for a while.
No, he had an Oldsmobile.
Okay.
He had Oldsmobiles.
And I always got the front, and they thought because I was spoiled, but I would get car sick, and they didn't believe me. So one time, y'all might not remember, I sat in the back and I threw up on your feet.
Oh, mine?
And nobody ever
No, I don't
complained.
remember
Yeah.
that.
No, I wasn't kidding. I get motion sickness. So I would always get the front.
Yeah, Biff would ride in the boat up there.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull up to, we stayed at the Sea Breeze, nine little cabins.
With
and we'd
cousins,
Go,
yeah.
We'd go with the cousins. Mary and them's whole bunch was there.
Eddie's.
Cap and Alice and them.
Sometimes Ernie Haynes.
Ernie
Yeah.
Hansen. And anyway, so we would almost take up all 9 cabins. So you pull up. On the way there, you got to guess what cabin we're in, and Mom would give $1 to whoever guesses the right
Yeah.
cabin. Anyway, just something fun. You pull up there, and we unloaded
Freedom.
so fast. We
Because
had
we hit the
everything
beach.
out. Yeah, because you
We
want to
had
get
pure
to the beach.
freedom.
Our first
Pure
day,
freedom.
Our first day was collecting driftwood for fire for the last night. That was our first thing, and then we didn't get back to the cabin
With all
till
the
way
cousins.
after dark.
We'd
Mama
walk.
we were like free range children.
Crossing the street, too.
They just
barefoot.
trusted us.
What was Grand Isle like back then?
I loved it.
It was great.
It was
Not
water,
like it is now.
sand castles. One year, when we got a little older, we bought a big piece of Visqueen. Remember we bought that plastic Visqueen? And we made a slip and slide on the edge of the surf. And we put soap on it.
Mm-hmm.
But then a sand started getting on it. We were getting all scratched up. So we chucked that.
Yeah, but there was so few camps out there. I mean, they had a good bit, but nothing nearly like now. So it was quiet. You know, you didn't have
Not
to
as
worry
much
about
traffic.
And Dad
riffraff.
had a big boat. And so a lot of the cousins, we take turns because you couldn't put that many on there. And we'd go trawling. And I remember sitting in our little bikinis on the front, getting our suntans, trawling, and then come home. You know, we have to dehat them and stuff. But we'd have like shrimp boil under the cabins for everybody, or fried shrimp, or crabbing. Uncle Cap liked to crab a lot.
Yeah.
So it was just
Uncle John talked about they had like a big pavilion
Yes.
on the beach itself.
Oh, yeah, that
With
too.
a picnic table.
We
Yeah.
claimed that fast.
Yeah.
Just put your towels there, and that's yours.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Flip
knew
flops.
Yeah,
lunch
the
meat
traffic
sandwiches.
now is I mean, it's just a steady stream of cars going both
Oh,
ways
no.
all day
You almost
long,
didn't have to even
and all
look
night,
across the street.
all day, all night, just traffic.
Yeah. And I
Which
haven't
is-
been to Grand Island in several years, but the beach was
Clean
big.
and big. And
It's back to being
not
really
hard.
nice.
It's looking
It's
a lot better.
really
I wanna
nice.
go.
I wanna-
It's,
we need to
it's
make it.
wide, it's thick, it's
I wanna
clean.
see it. I want to go back.
They
Good.
building up that levee. I mean, every time there's a storm, they build back
Good to
bigger,
know.
bigger and better.
good fish.
But it's really nice.
I need to go back. Yeah.
Any other vacations anywhere else?
We did Tennessee one time with the Haydells. I don't think
didn't
y'all
do that.
were
I think
not
we were
on that
gone by
one.
then.
We were a little bit older.
Here's a good question. Once you started getting your own, did anyone have their own friends that wasn't really mutual friends with everyone?
Not
No,
not
I can't think
not
of any.
that wasn't family.
It wasn't a
My only
situation
friend-
where you might get invited to go sleep at your friend's house,
Oh,
but
Donna's
not
a
everyone
ring.
else.
But that was
Just,
it.
I'm not going to say. Anyway, yeah. I don't want to say too much.
I think it was just family.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Patricia
We had
and them.
enough- oh,
we all had the
Patricia. Oh,
same
sweet.
friends. We all had the same
Yeah.
friends.
The Haydells, they
came
were
here
not
a
family,
lot.
but they were like family.
Like I said, the bonfires.
They were good friends.
TV, football games, whatever
Yeah, I remember bringing
activities.
friends. I mean, I had a few
We-
friends.
it was
but
mostly cousins.
it was
Yeah.
mostly cousins. Yeah.
But we were never bored. We had company.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
And
true.
like people, I sent them a little reel the other day off of Instagram, and the girl was talking about, Mom, why would you drink out of a hose? You could have done the sink. And she goes, are you kidding? All we heard was, get outside. And that was us, get outside. Well, that's where the hose was. Get outside. We did not stay inside much. Find stuff to do in the yard,
Okay, how do you see your grandkids? Everyone here has grandchildren. Explain to them the difference between you and them.
Well, here's something
Your
that happened.
generation
So
versus their
I moved in the
generation.
house about 3 years ago. It's just been great. Forgive me, it's home. Had some grandkids over. I'm not gonna say who, but we were eating Sunday dinner, and I was making lemonade. Pitcher lemonade, and one of them asked, "Was that what do you call it? Was that what do you call bottled water when it's not bottled? Is that
Tap water.
Did you use filtered water?" I said, No, thanks." But guess what? Now they don't ask. So they've gotten used. They hadn't lived here for long, so they've gotten used to bugs, and they love coming now. They'll sleep upstairs, and So I think it's been good for the grandkids, don't you?
Yeah. Austin and Aubrey spent a night with
They
some of the other
appreciate
little grands.
Because it's a history
They,
lesson.
History
It
lesson.
really is. Look,
Oh, it
look at
seriously
this.
was.
How do you turn on all the lights in this house, Shane?
is there a light switch in this house?
Cool.
Nope.
Guess I never thought about
Oh,
that.
the new
Outside.
bathroom.
In the new bathroom.
That got out.
Another thing with kids that they do now, could we go in the refrigerator and get what we wanted? Could we go in the cabinet and get a snack?
No.
Oh, no.
We do
My
not allow
grandkids,
ours.
You're
they,
smart.
They just go in and take what
Any
they
time of
want.
day, yeah.
And
Yeah, Shane, y'all are
what
raising
you
them.
want, and another
Right.
thing, what you want to eat tonight.
Yeah.
That drives
Yeah,
me
we don't
nuts.
do that.
I
We
said,
ate anything.
eat
I
what's
love
placed in front of
anything.
you. So
You were hungry.
that's something, but that's just the generation now, I think. So that was one little thing. But and their creativity, their imaginations,
But they love the stories. I've got
Oh,
a
yeah.
sleepover. I think your daughter came here for sleepover. And boy, they heard all kind of stories of what it was like for us. Like
Oh,
when
they
it was
told us
hot.
the stories for the next two.
Yeah.
I'd hear them telling
Yeah.
each other. They're just repeating them.
Yeah.
Daddy would tell us there was a man chained up in the fireplace.
I remember that when I was a kid.
And-
That was the story. Or upstairs was always haunted
And
when I was a kid.
I wish Leighton
and
and
that big
Scarlett
oak,
would
that big oak tree in
close
the
enough
front.
to get all that.
oh, yeah,
I would
true.
love that. I would love that.
Anyway, the big oak tree, pirates buried their gold and planted that tree.
You heard
That's
that
how old
story?
that tree
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, me, Bo, Benson, Austin used to dig all over here looking for the gold.
Y'all just didn't find it yet.
Well, so I have one story in the back of the barn on this side, on the open side. We would dig right there, and I remember more than one occasion we got really. We were digging a hole this
Huh.
big, 5 feet deep, and we would come back. We'd have to leave it, but we'd come back the next Saints game or LSU game where everyone's here, get the shovels and go in the back, and Pawpaw buried it back. He put all the dirt back in. And he told us that, who's the neighbor right here? Deanie? He told us Deanie doesn't like us digging. And
that would've raised our
we bought it.
That's a lie.
We bought it. We were like, oh, I didn't know. We're not. Deanie doesn't allow us to do that. And we were like, oh crap. I guess we can't. We gotta stop.
That's funny.
And I didn't realize till I was in my 20s. I was like, he lives over there. This is not his.
Put the blame somewhere else.
Uh huh.
Oh,
But
man.
that's not like him. Daddy's always been straightforward. He
I'm
never
surprised
made
he
an
didn't pick up
excuse
my
in
shot.
his life.
Susan, that was grandkids.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
wanted y'all to
different.
like him.
That was the
He
Nilla
didn't
wafer
care.
gang.
He knew we'd love him no matter what.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Would y'all go fishing,
Yeah.
or just
yeah.
the Grand Isle trips?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
That's
No.
about the only time we fished was in Grand
Until I
Isle.
was much older
Yeah.
and he got older, he would ask me to go
bring-
fishing
come with-
once
yeah.
in a while.
But yeah, when we got older, like in this
But
last
not
few
as
years.
no, it was mostly the boys he took fishing.
We had
would
our
do
share of
with
fish,
just
too.
us. Would he do anything with just the girls?
Oh, remember his Christmas shopping?
Yeah.
that was-
He would always, Christmas Eve, I guess they'd knock off half day at noon, and he'd kind of disappear. And we figured out a few years later, that's when he would go shop for Mom. Mama would get us our little Christmas gifts. We'd have a box from the market with all our little presents in there and little candy and always some fireworks. Fireworks were a big part of our life. So we all had our own stash of firecrackers. And
Fireworks were a big part of our
yeah,
life.
no,
They
it
were.
was. It was in a Christmas box gift. And Dad would usually pick her out a piece of jewelry, a necklace or diamond rings. But one year, I don't know how old we were, he had a gift for the three girls, each of us wrapped.
They were unique.
Unique. Mine
Very
was like
unique.
a carved wooden box. And I kept trinkets in it.
And you had that jewelry box that
He
I
gave me a
loved
couple
for
little jewelry
years.
boxes. One
Oh,
was
you got
like
two
a-
things?
Oh,
One is it's black with this oriental looking inlaid stones in it that you open. It didn't play music, but it was a couple of little layers in line with red velvet and a little mirror. I still have it. And the other one was that gold one with the glass. It's in my bathroom. I still use it.
Shout out to
Do you remember-
TG&Y.
Do you remember what you got? That
Some
year?
beads. Like
He
a
gave
bead
us
necklace
do you
or
remember
something.
the year he gave us little funny little cutesy little things? Somebody got a hippopotamus. That doesn't ring a bell.
Yes.
I got this because we were into crocheting because Aunt Janice used to
Janice taught
crochet
us.
and she taught us. And it was this I don't know how to explain it. Looked like a little doll almost, not the doll you're thinking of with the Annie. But it was a little doll but it was empty inside. Like her hat came off and it was a container. And you could put your yarn and thread in it. And where her mouth was, you'd put the thread through that so it wouldn't get knotted up. And as you knitted or crocheted, it would just pull it out of there. And I still have that too.
I got a hippopotamus. What you got?
A wooden box. A wooden cart box. But I still have it too.
the gag.
I don't
nice
remember
one.
that.
The juju.
I don't
I
remember,
remember that year he gave us each a little something funny.
Because he wasn't buying
No,
gifts.
no.
The gift he gave us was, man, he
Time.
played with us.
He did.
And we would, not often, maybe once every 6 weeks, watching TV at night. Let's go.
When Daddy got off of work,
Yeah.
you knew not to talk to him
Yeah.
for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he had to.
But then after
decompress.
that,
he was
he
fun.
would wrestle with us. He'd play with us.
But
He'd be
some-
outside throwing the ball. And
But
just,
sometimes when a commercial would come on, and not often, he'd say, let's go. And we'd pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Coke floated mountain burger. A small, back of the truck.
that was a treat.
Oh, that was a treat.
Back of the trucking was a thing.
Oh, that's all we
That
could-
was a thing.
Yeah.
The cane field. He would take us down the cane field wide open at night.
Fast.
Turn the lights out.
Scare us.
Screaming 6. Biff moved out at 4. So that was a good memory. I remember
Yeah.
that. Going to the pretty place.
Everything, yeah. Dad was a little boy till the day he died.
Y'all all slept in the same room. The three girls in the
yes.
same room.
And the
Did
boys.
you have your own spaces in the room?
Each a
Where would you
bed.
keep your stuff?
No,
your
we
trinkets?
shared one
In
closet.
the closet.
one closet, and we had a chest of drawer with 3 sets
It's
of
still
3
there.
drawers. So
And
I
we
guess
had
all
a
your
set
little
of drawers.
personal thing, either that or under your bed
Under
or
your
something. I
bed.
guess you'd put it. We had a whole
Just wherever
chest
you had
thing,
of space.
but I don't remember what was in there.
Blankets.
Like we dressed up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We would
The Jim Dandy.
Yeah, we'd go and get these funky clothes. Or remember the year we did have a hoop skirt from somebody
No, out of the
attic.
Out of the attic,
It's like
Mama
an
found
antebellum.
3
Like an antebellum
antebellum
dress.
dresses with hoops. So that was we played with that for
So
years.
we started. Yeah, we were young. We thought we were belles. You know?
Yeah.
Bus to school?
Yes.
Bus.
Front yard.
Everyone same bus.
No.
Well-
Because we're in different schools.
Our schools
HL and
switched.
Thibodeau?
Schriever we did.
Someone
Well-
went to Thibodeau?
3 high schools.
They went to Thibodeau schools for what, 2 or 3 years.
So they kept changing the boundary. We started off in
and we're right on the
Terrebonne.
boundary.
We started off at Schriever. When I was in 4th grade, they switched the boundary, and we were now Lafourche considered. So I went to South Thibodeau, West, and then they switched the boundaries again. So I finished in Terrebonne.
I think it was
So
a boundary thing.
I
I
thought
think
it was-
you had a choice back then. You didn't have to go to your parish. Okay.
Anyway,
ring that bell.
Susan, you're the only one finished at Thibodeau.
She did
Because
Thibodeau
HL
High.
Bourgeois was built, and they made mandatory attendance to your parish school. But since I was a junior, ordered my senior ring, my senior this, all that stuff for you next year, they let us stay. And Mary stayed.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's how I remember.
Biff did Terrebonne High. I did HL Bourgeois. And
Because
Suze did
otherwise,
Thibodeau
And the
High.
Biff
rest
would
of
have
us
had
did
to
HL.
move too. So there
Biff
was a
stayed in
choice.
Terrebonne.
Biff was adamant about staying in Terrebonne, and he was older, and so they let him stay. All the rest of us went to Thibodeau. It was a choice. That's how I understood it.
And by the way, Biff was a big part of our high school. I mean, he comes to our reunions.
He had a lot of friends at
Lot
HL.
of
He still
friends.
goes to those
Yeah.
reunions. Graduating
Everybody
Terrebonne.
loves him. He's
He,
funny.
so I heard he's in their yearbook.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was there the day we took a picture. The graduating class. He's in the back.
So waiting for the bus. But a lot of other pickups along here.
Not many.
What about on the way?
A few. Oh, went down Cortez.
Cortez.
Now,
They called us the sausage kids.
there was a time where they made us walk to Judy and Roy's house.
Oh, okay.
And there was another time they made us walk to Cortez, so the bus driver wouldn't have to stop the
As
traffic
much.
along the highway.
Yeah.
But it was still two-way, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Couple wasn't
and
done.
we would love when there'd be a train that would stop us for school because you get to go to school late. I would get so excited
That's
if there was a
exciting.
train
Yeah.
because we got to go to school late.
So we go out there. I remember that old tree that's
Yeah.
now knocked down. The knees, the roots would come up and it'd make a perfect little place to sit.
A stoop,
We'd sit there and wait for our bus.
pinch bug, no pinch bug back with the little Volkswagens.
And then they drop us off, and boy, we made beeline to the house so we can get there first and, change
look,
and go play.
When we were still at Schriever School, Mama went back teaching when John started school, and we didn't get to ride with Mama. She went without us. She'd pass us up at the bus stop, so no, we had to take the bus. Maybe she had to go early. I don't know,
I
but
was at Evergreen.
we were not spoiled.
So that's when we started on different buses.
Yeah.
And then Biff was at Terrebonne, so that was 3 different bus routes.
and
And
another,
then we went to the Thibodeau schools. There was Biff going to Terrebonne, y'all were going to West, I was going to Thibodeau High. Somebody went to South.
I did that. Me and
There was
Brian did
a lot
that.
of different
That's a lot.
buses.
another sort of school memory about my parents. You wake up, you line up on the stairs, sitting on a different step, waiting your turn. And then once you went up and start putting on makeup and stuff, we would always hear Mom and Dad in the kitchen having their coffee and breakfast before the rush of the day, early in the morning. Just the pleasant voices. So we'd hear that. And then Mama would get home from school around 3. Daddy would cross the street to come be with her. And again, they'd have maybe a peanut butter and another little talk. And then supper was at 6 when he got home. So that was a consistent memory in my life. Just took for granted, that everybody grows up like that. So that was nice having him across the street.
What about phones? And like calling friends in high school and stuff like that.
We had landlines only.
Landlines, and eventually we had a phone upstairs, so that helped.
I forgot about
But I don't
that.
think
Were you
we used
allowed?
the phone a
Were you
lot.
allowed
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
You could if you could grab it and call your friend if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
But
We didn't really have a
We didn't use
limit.
it. We would see each other every day at school, so
Yeah.
you didn't need to
Yeah.
call.
It wasn't like it is
Not
now,
like
with that
today.
You have to let everybody know everything right away,
And you'd make plans for the weekend, and you just show up, and that's when you'd see your friends. So not a lot of phones.
I remember that being a problem, sharing a phone. We didn't, none of us abused it. So, pretty considerate.
What about other chores? I know y'all had a garden. Y'all had
But
some
we'd cut the
chickens
grass.
and
We'd sit on the front porch and each take a turn around to do a round of cutting the grass by hand. And then I was telling them, I remember raking leaves. And after we left home, Daddy didn't worry about those leaves. So I just think if he was working, we were going to need something to do. So we were given jobs.
Well,
that
it
was all
kept
it-
us out of Mama's way
Yeah.
so she can get supper cooked.
And it taught us a work ethic, but
clothes.
I don't think that's something he cared about what his lawn looked like. We had to rake all those leaves up.
Remember the leaf house we made back here
Yeah.
on side the barn? We each
Yeah.
built a little bed made of leaves, and
Yeah.
we had some cabinets with old bottles
Boxes.
we dug up. That was our little clubhouse.
Yeah.
Our leaf clubhouse.
we are allowed in the barn.
Yeah.
Who wanted to go in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have much to do
Just
in
salt
there.
the
But if I
hides.
wanted to go, I
That's
went
so
in.
weird because that's the only
A
place
boy
that I would
thing, yeah.
want to be if I was here.
That's a boy.
That's a
place.
boy.
That's a boy thing. We
called
would
it
do
True
like the
Value.
cheerleading and the little baton twirling in the backyard when we had the pool.
Do y'all think there should be girl things and boy things?
Today?
Yeah.
No.
I still kind of do.
I kind of
Some
don't.
things, like we said, maybe the cheerleading and stuff, or a little gymnastic stuff, if you'd want to.
Well, you talking about chores?
Oh, you
No,
like chores?
not chores.
Oh,
Just stuff.
Like boys like to go in barns
Yeah,
Nothing wrong.
and the girls don't.
That's interesting. Huh.
Is
Well,
that
you know what
is
we
that
did?
important?
no.
No, what we did that the boys didn't do, we had to sew a lot of our own clothes. I don't know about you, but we'd make. You remember
I got
sewing your own
hand-me-downs.
clothes and dresses? So we would sew in the house. Mama taught us to sew. I made a bathing suit even one year.
I made skirts and shirts.
A dress.
and
If I needed a
pants.
new dress, I'd go get fabric.
I got a hippopotamus.
Where would you get stuff to buy?
TGY.
There was a
TGY.
mall. There was a
Howard's.
mall.
Oh,
Not
no.
till we were in high
Woolworth.
school.
Did y'all ever go to like New Orleans or Baton Rouge for anything?
Once Mama took
Mama
we
us.
were
took the two
teenagers.
girls, 3 girls.
And Mary and Carolyn too.
And we
she
stayed at
took
a
us-
Marriott downtown.
Smile. What, do y'all know why?
It was just nice.
treat.
Just treated
Just
us.
a treat. So we spent a weekend, 2 nights and a weekend with Mary, Carol, me, Anita, and Nancy, and Mom. That was special.
Very.
We went to the French Quarter. We had a caricature made.
Yeah.
I could kick myself for not saving that.
Me too. I don't know
We
what
did the
happened.
character. We went shopping on Canal Street. I mean, we never
Ate
did
out.
that before.
Yeah.
We ate out. Dad must have had a really good hide. Yeah. So that was really special. And that's
you know-
when that Nair commercial was out.
We wear short shorts.
Y'all, oh, Shane, you'd have been so embarrassed. We coming down the escalator, the 5
We
of
had never
us,
been on
In
one
the
before.
Marriott.
with the
We
little
had never been to a
short shorts, what
hotel.
they call the little shorts. Anyway, they were extra short. Shaking our hip with our hand on. We wear short shorts.
Reenacting
You
the
don't know, it's a
commercial.
Nair hair removal.
She took us on a horse and buggy ride.
Yeah,
that was
that was
nice.
nice.
Never
The,
did
the
that
horse's name was
before.
Beauty.
You know, maybe
Remember
Dad
that?
had the boys somewhere at Grand Isle or something.
I don't even remember.
They were still digging a hole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a special memory with Mom.
Mama was
then
very happy to
that's-
stay home.
Is that when we realized? No, it was later on that we realized she liked those Madame Alexander dolls, and we started collecting
Yeah.
them for her. That was a little bit later on.
The
I
creepy
think I was
dolls?
married.
No, pretty
Well-
little like China dolls, kind of.
Y'all might
I
call
remember the
them
creepy dolls.
in that
that were-
case.
that were here, yeah.
You call them creepy?
That's
Really?
pretty creepy to me.
Oh,
creepy.
A little creepy.
No.
That's
So
a
Wizard
guy
of
thing.
They
Oz.
look real. Maybe that's why he thought they do
Oh,
look real.
the one
Well,
with
there's
the
lots
tear.
of horror movies about dolls like that. That's probably
Not like that.
Yeah, dolls. Those
Those are like
dolls.
collector items.
What did I
The
do?
dolls that turn their head 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who has them. I'd love to have like just one of them.
Yeah,
You
me
know,
too. Me too.
She would take them out and play with them.
a granddaughter or something.
Hopefully they're safe wherever they were.
Yeah. Y'all know, I don't know who got them. Y'all don't remember?
Not sure.
I don't remember.
Not
Mama
that-
didn't
I'm
save
asking-
stuff.
She didn't save
She
a
got
lot.
rid of
No,
stuff.
they were not pack rats at all.
At all.
No. They kept things pretty neat.
I love getting rid of stuff.
That's a good feeling.
Oh,
Just
I've got
don't
something I want to
collect
give you
it.
before you go today. But then you'll probably just get rid of it.
He's gonna throw it away.
Oh my God.
Grand Isle. Oh, what
Yeah.
about other? Like when I was a kid, we would pick pecans every now and then, and we would set up a little booth and sell pecans in the front yard. What other little ventures like that did y'all get into?
We had one garage sale where we went in the old market and took Biffy's guitar and sold his guitar without telling
I
him.
remember that yard sale.
They were just looking for
I wonder
stuff
what we
to
needed
sell.
money. I
That's
needed
so-
money for something.
We
That's
sold
horrible.
everything we had. I don't know
That's
why.
so horrible.
What it is, and he didn't say nothing.
He's so good.
He didn't say
Betty
anything.
good.
probably still hates y'all for that.
Well, I
Probably.
remember
No.
a thing we
Biff
did. We
doesn't
talked
know
about this
how.
not long ago. That Bastille Day at
In
the
New
River
Orleans.
Walk in New Orleans.
That was
Oh
fun.
my God! In June, it was
Hot.
so hot. And Dad was invited to participate in this
up a
Bastille Day
booth.
celebration. So he set up a booth, brought
Outside.
boudin. I'm
Or
not
that
sure
hog and
exactly
cheese.
what. Yeah, and sell it. I just remember it was miserable. They were
And he
sorry
never
they
did it
did
again.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was
He didn't like
a
to
whole
leave
day
Schriever.
thing.
Too much.
He was invited actually to go to France, Paris, for a Bastille
Hmm.
Day thing. They through that Time Life magazine, that cookbook,
Oh, yeah.
rather. I guess it got distributed overseas too, and somebody got his name and wrote to him. I remember him getting that letter. He was so proud of it. Of course, he didn't go. It was a bit much, but he was invited to go and participate in that.
Here's a little. This is off the subject. This is a pawpaw story. Right when I moved in the house, I was just curious to see if we could put central air conditioning in this whole place. And I had a company come, and the guy walks in, and we still have that big picture of Daddy from his funeral. A really pretty picture hanging right here. As soon as this guy walks in the house, he goes, "Oh, I know that guy." And I didn't know this guy. I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I was on the golf course in Thibodeau. I almost killed him." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, he was putting." No, the guy walking in my house. I was putting, I hit it. And I see him drop by the oak tree. And I thought it killed him. And I walk over and goes, "Just joking." And he got him. He says, "I'm going to cook my wife a chicken stew." And that's how I met
That's
that
how
guy.
he met.
I know that
Just
guy. I
joking.
almost killed him. But Daddy liked to prank people, Anyway, I just thought of that.
That's
Oh, yeah. And by the way, no, we can't put central air. The house is too low.
too low.
What you mean low?
Like to the ground. You need more room for the ductwork. So I guess I'd have to shore up the house. I don't know. There's
So
new
mini
places now.
splits might be.
Anyway,
the
yeah.
answer.
You can do a mini split.
Yeah,
Mini split.
yeah.
you have a few of those though, right?
I
don't
have,
know.
I have a couple of window units, which is better
Those
than we
are
had.
window units upstairs.
Upstairs?
It's not a mini
Oh, I thought that was
Yeah,
a mini split.
They work.
Okay.
They work fine. So anyway,
What about you, Shane? What's some of your good
Whew.
childhood memories here at Pawpaw's?
The swings were a big deal. Always straight to the swings. Park,
barn.
Park, come in. Give Mama a kiss. Say hi to Papa. Straight to the barn. Straight to the swings.
All right, the barn.
the-
What fascinated? What in
The
there?
grease.
the stuff.
The grease. The oil.
What would you do with the oil?
Was that from his potted meat sandwiches?
No, it was like the smell of the oil, I
Oh, the
guess. Because he
smell.
covered everything
Fiddle,
in oil.
fiddle. Yeah.
Everything had
Yeah.
oil on it.
Yes.
So I think you smelled the oil. They had all the tools you would need to
Yeah.
do something.
Any size screw, bolt.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I called it True
The
Value.
bikes were. There was like an old a kid's bike that was too small for any of us. That was like the bike to ride, and we kept it in pretty good shape. I liked going into the hidehouse because there was no light back there, so that was always a little weird, and you didn't quite know what was in
What
there.
was in there? Yeah.
Just
Stunk.
like store. It was just storage stuff.
Yeah.
Digging, we would dig a lot, and we would go to the cane field a lot, go back
The
to the pretty place a lot.
You know, we didn't have the pretty place didn't really exist when we were little.
No, my kids started. I remember Mama would take them
I
back
think so,
with my
yeah.
mom and dad.
That's what started it.
We
didn't
would go
back there.
across the street and go behind the market.
Yeah,
A
the
good-
I remember playing
depending
back
on
there a
who,
lot.
if like Nick and Brody and Jason were here,
Yeah.
we'd go with them, go in the bayou, put the little pirogue in the bayou.
Crawfish boils with all the cousins. That was fun.
A
swings back
bigger
there.
memory than the crawfish boils was probably the like pizza for the football games.
Okay.
That is, I think, strong. I don't know how often we did crawfish,
When
but
y'all were
very
little.
often. Very often, like it seemed like almost
Domino's.
weekly.
Momo loved the
Mama
pizza.
loved the
Domino's
pizza.
and Saints game, and almost everyone in the
Sitting
living
in
room.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big deal. Dad
Yeah,
loved
that
us
was
football.
like weekly. That
You
was,
remember
that was
playing
like every
Football
Saints game.
season, yeah.
You remember playing any games with all your cousins here?
Spoons
Okay.
and
Yard stuff, I guess.
well, I remember a lot of Lincoln Logs. A lot of Lincoln Logs. Me and Austin were hard on the Lincoln Logs. We would bring our cars, like
Oh, Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. We'd bring
Yeah.
our Hot Wheels, but we would make
still has a
Lincoln
bunch of
Log
those.
houses and then park our
Oh, that's fun.
Hot Wheels.
That's fun.
That was very,
Yeah.
very common. Every now and then we would go upstairs and look around,
Yeah.
but that's about it. We would look around.
You wasn't scared of upstairs?
It was a little weird. The girls' room was creepier than the boys' room.
Because of the orange.
Orange.
The colors, and it was like sterile. And
That's not a
the,
place he's comfortable with.
the bed frames were like the metal,
Oh, yeah. Metal.
the,
white,
metal bed frames.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like a psych
It felt
ward.
like an asylum.
I understand that.
Oh, I always
Yeah.
loved our room.
Yeah. It's because it's ours.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, our three aunts grew up in that same room.
Yeah. That was
Lil,
always the
Yeah,
girls'
Lil
room.
and Eloise and,
And
Aunt
Julia.
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 I wonder how their beds were lined up. You think they each had one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
How has the house changed?
It hasn't. No, I'm joking.
Paint, maybe.
Nancy's fixed it.
Air
No, paint.
condition.
Well, not
Air.
not now. Let's say
Oh,
from your
growing up?
change until
Oh.
you left the house. Change that all? Nothing?
No, just the orange room.
No, she added that bathroom. Her bathroom.
And they closed the
Yeah,
oh,
when
yeah,
I was
Daddy
screener.
had that deck. That used to be a little back porch.
When I got married,
Daddy
yeah,
made
that was
it
a
a
back
deck.
porch with a sink.
Small.
Yeah, it was screened in.
And
So
the
it
old
was after I
market,
left.
they parked the car at the old market on the side of the house. We had a whole
What do
lot
y'all
more
remember of the
trees.
old market?
it smelled.
It wasn't bad. Just Biff's lived in the main part, and then there was the part where they used to scald the hogs, the big hog scalding pot. We made that the pool house. We'd hang our towels in there.
Yeah, she put some shower curtains so that a boy's side and a girl's side, so we can
Get
change our
dressed
clothes. We wouldn't
and
have
hang.
to come in with our wet bathing suits and stuff, so we'd change
Oh,
out there.
but like when we were in high school, we'd go in Biff's home. Biffy wouldn't be home. He had the best stereo and speakers. Remember, we'd listen to the Eagles, and we would dance and sing and play. Yeah, he had a great stereo. I remember listening to music in there, blasting
I
it,
just remember being scared.
blasting it
I remember his trophies. He would hang them from the ceiling.
upside down.
Yeah.
He liked pool, so he won a lot of pool trophies.
Yeah, Biff was somebody. I'm kind of just getting to know him. That kind of sounds weird, but
you
he's
moved out
coming
here?
out of his shell more. He was always a little bit quiet, but when he
I
talked,
love being around Biff.
we were like, "What's he gonna say?"
Yeah.
He
No,
could say
seriously.
anything.
It's
Grabbed
gonna
our
be good,
attention.
y'all. Everybody
and
listen.
And he's not loud and annoying like we can interrupt and all. Oh, you know
He was
this.
interested in Brian.
Oh, yeah. Well, what we've done since Mom and Dad have passed, I think we started with breakfast, but now we're doing a sibling dinner once a month. We cook something that Mama would have cooked. We all sit in our spots at the table, and we visit for a good hour, and then sometimes watch a movie, an old black and white movie after. So that's when I've got to know Biff a
Yeah,
lot more
that's
from these
what I'm
stories
talking
in the
about,
last
yeah.
few years.
I'm never around him and not hear a story for
That
the
I've
first
never
time.
heard. I know.
It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
He's got good stories.
He was
Tells a good
independent from a
story.
young age.
It's unbelievable. You need to have a number 2 podcast with Bill.
Well, we've been doing the Hyde House files,
Yeah.
and there's more to come.
I listened to the Hyde House file about a week ago, and Biff gives a good description of y'all almost drowning at Grand Isle. He remembers
there
more
were a
than
couple
I
of
did.
things I remember listening to, and he said, like, we could probably say more. And there were a couple of little things, but it was nothing major. His story was pretty right on. I forgot what it was that was maybe a little bit wrong, but it wasn't significant. We both got caught in the
I was so
undertow.
young,
She was
I
young. I was
barely
maybe
remember.
going to third grade. Because I remember writing a paper, first day of school, to say, write a paper about your summer vacation.
We almost died.
Yeah, I nearly tripped. I
Riptide.
told him, boy, best paper ever. It's kind of like the little boy from, what's the red Christmas story?
Christmas story.
Man, I'm going to get this glowing, compliment from my teacher about how good my paper was. But, so it was a little story about that. But yeah, we got caught in the undertow. He was out,
And Dad
thank
was
God, he
fishing
was
on
on
a
the
pier.
jetty. And several times he said, back up, back up, back up. We backed up, and then before you know it, the waves were starting to go over our head. We back up some more. And then one time, water up to your neck and the wave comes, you just kind of jump over it and it feels good.
You didn't hit ground.
There was no bottom. There was just no bottom. It's like, what happened, And that salt water was getting in your mouth. We can hardly even yell for Daddy, but finally I got a help out or something. And he turned and saw us, yeah. And we hadn't gone out too far yet. I was close enough that he could hand me his fishing pole. So I grabbed the tip of it. He pulled me toward the jetty. He said, just hold on right there. It was too tall, too high for me to climb up. And like Biff said, he thought twice.
Before
He said
going
he
up.
saw Anita going out there, and it was just her blonde hair. He could see the top of the water. He said, man, I got to go in. So he jumped in after her.
But you
And,
know what? Did you get a bike? I didn't get a bike.
No.
Did you get a boat named after you?
No, John did.
John cut a stupid little finger off. He gets a bike.
Does anybody
He gets a
die?
bike.
Does anybody nearly die from a cut off finger?
No.
So he jumped
got a
in
boat
after her, yeah. He was wondering whether
get
he was a good enough swimmer or not. But he got from behind her. I remember him saying, he just shove her and swim toward her, shove her and swim toward her till finally, he could touch. And then I think he sent Biff
to
out.
get you.
once
And
he
you were
got
all
back.
cut up from the barnacles.
Oh,
You were
the barnacles,
all full of...
and the waves were beating me against
Yeah.
it. My legs. I'm lucky a shark didn't come after me with all
From the blood, yeah.
It looked like a lot of blood. There was a lot of water mixed with it. But anyway, I got up and my legs were all just sliced up.
Good times.
Came home.
Fun times. Fun vacation.
I was about 21 years old before he told me he almost didn't go back for me.
He said he was worried. He didn't know he was a strong enough swimmer.
And he didn't want to leave poor Mom with the rest of us,
Did Mom even know what was going on?
No, Mama never
Well, not
came
until
out.
he
Did
came
Mama
out.
ever come out to the beach?
No.
No.
She did- she couldn't
In the
bear
house,
watching.
in the air
That was her
She would stay at the
time to be-
cabin.
She
Mama
couldn't bear
never.
watching.
Mama said she never learned to swim, so water wasn't her thing. I think she stayed, play cards, or read a book.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe
her
in the
and
evening
Louise
walk
would
out and
chip,
sit,
would
yeah,
visit,
the ladies.
and maybe play cards.
They'd play
right?
cards, yeah, while we were out rodeo.
So yeah, that was a story.
All right. What lessons did y'all learn from them?
How to work hard.
Yeah, nothing's given to you.
And what did it mainly come from?
Doing things that really weren't
Chores?
necessary. Chores.
Yeah, I think so.
Chores, for me anyway.
They set good examples. They were hardworking. And just little things that you don't realize they told us probably through the years, little comments or something, sayings, and one day it clicked. It's like, yeah, that's right.
But besides that, where we're sitting here, I think that influenced me more than, of course, the work ethic is great. But as far as relationships, what we did at this supper table every night. That was incredible for me, you know? And then TV together. We did a lot. We did everything together.
Yeah, we did.
We enjoyed each other's company a lot.
We fought a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh, yeah, we were not perfect by any means. With the girls, it seems to be always 2 against 1. Mm-hmm. Like you and Nancy against me, you know.
Yeah, the girls fussed and fussed and fussed, whereas the boys just, a shove, a punch, and it was over.
Well, Brian
But we
would-
were vocal.
Brian would wake Donald up in the middle of the night and just start punching him for snoring.
Well, I know they're probably
So-
dying to say that I was the spoiled one.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Tell them the
But
story.
now that I've matured, I realize
I get it.
she was really good. She didn't do anything wrong. I'm not
She
kidding.
didn't go out.
It's about time.
She just was good. She didn't really.
We had one fan upstairs, besides our ceiling fan,
No,
which
Shane, I was
rotated.
I was kind of
So
mean.
slow.
I was
No, you weren't.
She had her own box fan that would point directly to her bed. She always had a big old bottle of jar of pickles. She would
Under her
Upstairs?
Just a minute. Put your
Were
hand
you
down.
allowed to have that?
Susan was.
You can spend your money like
But
you
y'all,
want.
y'all couldn't have it.
She
Well,
would.
if we would spend our money on it.
She would count the number of pickles that were left in that jar to know if somebody stole a pickle.
So we'd get a quarter allowance. I don't know if y'all remember that
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah.
the week for our household chores, which y'all probably spent
At
frivolously.
At
Now
Sam's.
and
I
later,
saved
yeah.
mine so I could buy a jar of peanuts and pickles and a Dad's root beer. So I didn't ask for any what y'all
No.
bought y'all
Could
with
have
y'all
shared.
quarter.
Could have shared.
No, I was a little bit selfish.
No, she
No, she
I was
wasn't.
selfish. I was. I'd hate for them to take my clothes.
Because she
and
would
now
buy stuff
I
that
know,
lasts.
and now I realize I had all the new stuff. I
That
can imagine.
gray and gold sweater. I never got a hold of
I
it.
got the new stuff, so I was.
I remember
I
a
was
blazer I
privileged.
used to sneak out before
a
you
little
get,
privileged.
because we were at different high schools. She wouldn't know.
Yeah,
She
we had
loved-
caught the bus at a different
Yeah.
time, and I wouldn't see him in school. Yeah.
What were the boys like?
busy in the yard fishing.
God, Donald was always behind the market in the bayou. Donald
Setting
was
fires.
always.
And Donald was the
He
kind, like, if
loved
he
it.
caught a dove or whatever, birds or whatever, he'd
He
get a
reminds
little
me of
spit in the
Benson was a
backyard,
lot like
and
that.
he'd get a little rotisserie going and cook his birds. He'd get a satsuma off the tree, squeeze it, and then he'd put the peelings on top, and he'd eat that bird.
Oh, and it was the best thing.
He,
of the
he
year.
liked to create. He liked to experiment
Yeah.
with stuff in the yard.
Yeah.
And he was the firebug.
Yeah.
He liked to light fires.
He nearly killed us twice. First time he put a towel in. Okay, he was in this little bathroom with the door closed.
carpet floor until I moved in. Yeah.
No, it was that.
Laminate. Yeah.
that
Okay.
whatever
Never mind.
stuff. He
Okay.
put a towel, and for whatever reason, he thought he would set it on fire. He's in there, and we're up all upstairs in bed. The only way down is those stairs right by where the fire was gonna.
And he
fix
got
and to take off.
scared.
He got scared.
He was
yeah.
little.
and
and
I
ran
don't know
back
if
up.
he didn't.
I thought he
don't know,
ran
the
back
door was
up.
closed. I thought he got some water from the tub or something, but then by then Mom and them smelled it or something, and came and put it out. But that could have been bad.
So you lit it and then ran
Oh, yeah.
upstairs.
There was a black spot on
Yeah,
that
that could be
laminate for a
stayed
long time.
And then he set fire, almost
The lead
burned the
pile.
barn down.
The lead pile.
behind the market,
Like
behind the
fire.
barn. So he was a little, and he was the one who loved fireworks more than, as much as Dad.
Daddy.
I'd say more than Dad. Dad loved them, but Donald loved them too. He still does.
Daddy had those M80s. He would hide those.
Yeah.
I bet you there's still some in this house. Some.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
I bet they're under the stairs.
That's a spooky place.
Yep. That was always an interesting spot for me.
That's
We
one
would
place I
hide
haven't done
back
too
there.
much with.
Yeah. I remember
Swept
going.
it, mopped it. That's about
Another
it.
thing I remember, anytime he would get out of his chair, I'd run behind the chair and lift it forward.
his change
and
out
all
of
his
his
change
pocket.
would fall into the chair.
That was fun.
We'd make a little jar.
Yeah.
And encyclopedias too. That was a big thing.
You still have those, huh?
Mm-hmm. You need some encyclopedias?
I would pick an encyclopedia, find something interesting, and then say, "Give it here. Tell me about this,"
And he could tell you.
and he would tell me.
Yeah, for
He's
somebody
serious.
with no formal education,
He was
knew everything.
curious about a lot of
Everything.
things. He read a lot.
The
If he didn't
world,
know
that's why
something,
he always had a globe. He would look
The
for stuff on
globe
the
was
globe.
another. I would bring him the
still have-
globe and say, "Tell me
a
about this
story.
place." Yep.
with his Tasmanian devil
Tasmanian devil story. Yeah. Mongoose.
story. Yeah, he can make up some good stories. Oh, what else y'all got?
You had
You
some
know-
other stories about some of the other cousins.
Before we get to that, we did not have air conditioning or heating upstairs when we grew up. No air, no heat.
Tell them how we stay cool.
We take a cup of ice with us.
I would get a wash rag, wet it, put ice cubes in it, close it up like a ball, and I'd just suck on it and just pat my face with it. And I would hopefully be asleep before it all melted.
Yeah.
And on
And I just remember the winter time. Oh, they'd wake us up in the morning and you'd have your clothes close by so you wouldn't have to
Put
get
'em
out
right
of bed.
on.
So you grab the clothes, put them under the sheets and blankets, and put the blankets over your head and get dressed like that under all the blankets till finally you had some clothes on. And sometimes we'd put our sweaters or jackets on the
to heat them.
yeah
And
The
look,
fireplace
screen.
or whatever.
The
and I'm
screen.
sure by then, when they were both working, especially teenagers, they had the money to put some air conditioning up there. But it's like raking the leaves. It's not about that. If he didn't have to have that growing up, why do we need it? Because they grew up without it,
I mean, I know it aggravated me, but I don't remember
It's
that
over.
being
I don't remember it
huge.
being a big deal.
I kind of
know,
do.
The only time I missed it was
heat-
when we went to like
the heat more
Miriam's
than the
house and
cold.
slept
You'd
over
be
there, and then
spoiled,
you
yeah.
realize.
Hyundais. We think that's why we all got married too early.
Uncle John actually mentioned the same thing.
I'm serious. I couldn't
He said
believe you
it was
could live
only
with
when you
air-
went to your the other
Houses.
friend's house you'd
Yeah.
realize, and then you'd come back and you'd miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first shower wasn't until after I was married.
All tubbed.
Tub bath. Unless we went to the cousin's house.
Which we'd have to walk to a mile down the road on the highway.
Yeah.
And be home by 8 for our chores on Saturday morning.
It was worth it.
What you were getting ready to say? kinda
There was some
interrupted you.
cousin. There wasn't there some more cousin stories. You had sent a couple of things you were thinking about.
Just
Jim
the
being the
sleepovers.
Santa Claus. Jim
Yeah.
and Tagoop, Santa
He
Claus
played
for
our
Christmas.
Santa Claus, handing out the gifts.
Super kite. I mean, all the cousins were involved.
I
Most
think
of
you
the
did a whole
cousins.
podcast
There
on
were,
that.
yeah, a lot of stories about
That's
that
what the
already.
boys did. The boys were doing kites, or they even make bow and arrow. Biff made a beautiful bow. You ever seen that bow he carved?
A rebound.
So they would do bow and arrows.
Every curve
They
was
did
slingshots.
slingshots, or I can't think, BB guns and all that stuff. Matter of fact, my youngest son learned to do slingshots here when he was probably in about second grade. I saw him, he had his hand wrapped in a towel, and when I pulled it off, I see a big infection in his hand between his fingers. I didn't want to tell you I was making a slingshot, and I used a knife, and I just wrapped it in his towel. I didn't want, so I had to get that infection cleared up. So that's another thing. The grandkids love coming here to learn how to do that fun stuff.
One lucky thing was that we weren't sick.
We were hardly ever
Ever
sick.
And we
sick,
didn't
nobody-
drink filtered water.
No.
Isn't that something?
The only big thing that happened, I remember when Biff got hit by a car
Yeah.
and was in the hospital. He was riding his bike. He told that story.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
He might have been in 5th or 6th grade, and that was before the couplets. So
his
where
shoulder.
Johnson Ridge is, I think it was still a shell road,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or
And
shoulder, shoulder for sure.
I think that's the side he was
Yeah.
on, and a car came.
Hit him
didn't
and
see
threw
him or
him.
whatever,
Yeah.
hit him, threw him off the bike. He kept going. It was a
Yeah.
hit and run, and I think he broke a foot. I think he was on crutches.
It was
for
a
little
gash
while,
too.
or
I remember there
maybe
was
a gash.
stitches. But Mom, that, yeah.
That was the only.
Oh,
and
and
then
his ear, I
John,
think.
and then
Anyway.
John's finger. Other than that,
You and the mini bike, you got a
a
concussion.
concussion.
But
I
that
know,
wasn't
that
a,
wasn't.
wasn't a big deal.
They did get me checked out.
Of school.
No, like they finally brought me to the ER when I had I woke up and I
Oh.
asked them what happened to me.
You kept asking and kept asking.
Well, I didn't know. I just
no matter
remember
how
the
many
one
times
time.
we told you, you couldn't remember.
We better bring her in.
I remember one time
Brian got a mini bite. Brian got a mini bite.
I never
Poor
played
Brian.
hooky from school or anything, but one time I just got brave, probably junior high, and I called because Mom was at school, so I guess I called the barn. I'm not feeling good. Can you come pick me up the day off? So I go out to the patio of the school. Here comes, and it was recess. So all my friends and people are out, and up comes the market truck, a trailer full of stinky cattle, and Cleve. Dad
Cleve
sent
picked
Cleve to get me with the cow trailer and cows.
The sausage
Never did it
kids.
again.
He sent
I was
Cleve
so
to get me and
embarrassed.
Mary one time when she didn't have her car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Cleve came get us.
He was so good.
So
He was
then
like-
he was like Uncle Cleve.
Yeah, that's who
He
works
was
for
the
Dad at the
best.
market. That was like our other dad. He was so nice. That's how we learned to cook. That's how I learned to cook a roux. Mama would say, I'd say, well, how dark do you get it? She goes, the color of Cleve, that golden, his face. And can you not picture his face right now? That
He
golden,
was
pretty
the
color.
best.
That's how I know when my roux is back.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cleve was such a good man.
Angel, he was an angel.
Why did he put up with us?
He was so good.
All right, what are y'all hoping for your grandchildren?
A long, healthy, safe life.
Yeah.
Man, just protection from all this stuff going on
Yeah.
right now,
And
that they
try to live
know
simply.
right from wrong and good from bad,
And learn some tradition and learn like what the traditions we came from, you came from, I came from, and try to incorporate them somehow.
And how little you really
Like
need
what?
to survive.
Like what?
Like just playing with cousins. I know y'all do with Bo and
We
Chelsea's
tried.
kids.
It is way harder than
It
we
is
thought
hard.
it would be.
But y'all do a pretty good job of that.
Well, that property y'all have, I think that's a great hangout for all those kids.
life is so hectic now. Your kids are involved in softball,
I know, that's-
soccer, and
that's what we were
football.
talking about.
We did none of that.
It seems
so
like
we
it's
didn't do after
easy.
school stuff.
It seems like it would be easy to just show up,
Yeah.
but the chances of it working out are just not good.
Your kids
That's
would have to
sad.
be involved in almost no or just really limited their
Yeah.
extracurricular stuff. And
See, we didn't
and
have
make
any
time.
of that. We couldn't
No,
join
none of
anything.
us.
And
Not
we
until
just had
high
3
school.
channels on the TV, so there was nothing else to do
It's just a different world.
but create something.
That, and I would like for them to learn, Cajun recipes, or family recipes. Learn that.
We need to start a cookbook.
Yeah, but Mama always said,
And everybody who gets married, give one to
Yeah.
the wife or
whenever, I'm
if
sure
it's a
y'all
niece,
too,
give
if
it to
Mama,
them.
you want to know how you make this, send me a recipe. She goes, well, I don't have a recipe,
Oh, yeah.
And she'd always say, if you're counting, you're not cooking. You need to just,
Learn to cook by smell and by
the-
sight.
By how,
Yeah.
so not set in stone.
Yeah, I don't like when people ask me for recipes.
It's hard to make
I
it
can
up.
tell you what's in it. You figure out how much to put.
Proportions,
And
yeah.
that's hard.
Well, y'all should write a cookbook. That's like
That's a
that.
lot of work.
But that theme, I'm not
Oof.
gonna give you measurements. I'm explaining what
Yeah.
it is.
even if we just start a notebook
Handful, a pinch.
and handwrite it and then make copies. And,
Yeah.
Or then
Just
do
the
something
especially
more
the basics,
permanent with it.
the go-tos.
Like my famous potato salad.
Here we go.
What about the famous fruit pizza?
Ooh, that's good too.
Oh, Susan has a story about that.
I'm so ashamed. I can't believe Doy still talks to me. Something so horrible. And I don't even to this day know why I did it. I thought it was cute or funny or something. I don't know. So I gave her the wrong recipe on purpose. And I can't explain myself.
was
And you were
fun.
not a
I'm
child.
humiliated. I'm ashamed and humiliated.
This was as an adult.
So
Maybe she wasn't
Yeah, this
perfect.
was a few years ago.
I got called out. It was longer than that.
No, I know.
I fessed up. You know, I didn't lie and say, "Oh, I must have forgot an ingredient." You know, I fessed up. Told the truth.
That could be the name of the cookbook. I must have forgot.
Nobody will ever cook anything from it. Oh my God.
Shane, you a good cook. You can make
cookbook.
I
you
know
can make
the men
you
in
a
our
cookbook.
family are good
I don't know
cooks.
how that
I
happened.
know the guys can cook.
Yeah.
Benson even
not
some
just
of the
grilling,
stuff.
not
Benson,
just
yeah.
grilling.
I do good cook.
Yeah. Benson loves to cook. Boy, he got all the
Jacob too.
Blackstone.
okay, I
and
got
the
an
smoker.
idea. I got an idea. So my first thought when we were talking cookbook, I thought y'all should be the board
Approve
members,
the recipes.
and people can send in. If someone wants a recipe from you, they have to submit their recipe to the board, and if you approve it, maybe you could share
Gotcha.
them one.
Gotcha.
But now I'm thinking this. We do a family-wide sort of an initiation, and you get initiated, you have to cook for everyone.
Taste it, yeah.
And then you get feedback from the board.
And record that recipe.
And what I'm talking about is like it's time for Schriever to cook.
I wonder.
A night where Schriever has to cook a recipe for everyone.
That would be fun.
Idea coming.
That would be fun.
That's an idea. That would be fun.
Schriever's the first 5th generation
Wow.
He's the
on the
best.
books employee.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He
I
is
figured
just
that out. Yeah.
the best.
He's-
Mary met him for the first time a couple of weeks ago. She walked out the door and said, "That's the sweetest young man
Yeah,
I've
him
ever
on the
met."
saw and everything. He's doing pretty much everything.
Almost everything.
Like when I go, if I
He-
need something
yeah.
cut, I'll say, you can practice on me. So I'll tell him, let him do it,
Yeah, he can do almost everything.
5th generation. Wow.
And he's about to graduate.
Yeah, so it
Or,
won't
no,
be
sorry,
long.
he's at
Yeah.
Nichols.
What's
So
he
the
going
6 will
for?
be
Just
here.
curious. Something in
Accounting,
math?
yeah, finance, accounting.
Finance,
Good.
okay.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah,
Manage
he's
his money.
outstanding.
That's right.
I had no doubt he wouldn't be.
He's riding his bike to work from
It sounds like Bill.
Wait,
He's not at Biff's?
no, that at Klein.
Oh, that's
not
right.
Klein.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
what
I'm
was the
sorry.
name? Brandywine.
Brandywine.
He rides his
I'm
bike
thinking
from,
that's his
from
child,
Brandywine
his
every day.
grandchild.
Be careful, man.
Man, be careful.
Yeah, but other people don't go to work because they don't have a vehicle,
And he's,
Yeah.
and they live
Yeah,
right
so
here.
right.
Yeah.
So
There's no excuse.
something good is happening there.
Bikes are a big thing too. You know, Biff ever told you he rode his bike to Grand Isle? Is that in his podcast?
I don't think we talked about that.
he
I
rode
know
his
he went
bike
to home
Grand
a
Isle.
lot.
He went to school a couple of times, Terrebonne, from here.
you knew he drove.
What did he do in Grand Isle?
Probably
Doesn't matter. What
probably
does
met
Biff
people there.
Biff just
catch a
does what
crab.
Biff does. I don't know.
You knew he drove 2 vehicles home from Houma by himself.
I did hear that. He leapfrogged them, right?
Yes. He'd pass one up by about a half a mile. He'd walk back to the first car.
And it was
Drive
because
it.
someone was drinking. He wasn't drinking that night.
Right, he was
and
the
he had to get
designated
that
for
car
2
home.
Yeah, he
cars.
said, "I'll get your car home." Yeah.
Double car DD.
And then he said one time he got a flat by the mall and he had to carry his bike home.
Oh,
On the side of the road, he had to carry his bike. Either
Yeah.
carry it or
I didn't know
wheel it, yeah.
Boy's full of stories.
Yep, we need a bonfire and a story night. That would be fun.
The girls like their sleepover with their stories.
Oh, yeah. We need to do it again when it cools off. Because they're getting bigger.
I know.
Make
I'm
them
surprised they
make
do.
them sweat.
I know.
Make them sweat.
I did a little camp out for him in my backyard.
That was
Year before. No, it was last year.
Last year.
Last fall. Yeah, they loved it.
Benson
yeah.
does that. He
They
has a little camp
loved
out. He
it.
pitches his tent. Sometimes just in the garage, but still. That's
Our
good.
our biggest camp out ever is getting
It's
getting bigger
really
and bigger.
big.
What
The one they
time
have
of
at the
year?
I
barn.
have to make one.
What time of year is that? The fall?
January.
Like New
usually.
Oh, when
Year's,
it's cold.
like
then.
New Year.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
is-
it was cold. It was
Yeah.
cold. I didn't want to get out of my sleeping bag, and I watched the girls get up. They get up. They just pop right out, get up, walk outside,
Just
and
excited.
all the kids were just at the pond
Probably no shoes
catching
on.
fish at like 5 a.m. And
Yeah,
it
those are
was
fun.
30.
Oh my God.
It's good stuff.
All right. Anything else? Any other memories? Stories?
Lots of memories, but, it'll come to us later, too.
Pop up.
Well, yeah. Make a list and think about them, and we'll do it again. And
All right.
next time we can have a list of knockout stories, and we
Okay.
just go boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom,
we
boom.
didn't really put anything
Yeah,
together.
we have
Yeah.
to think more of Mom. We still didn't get a lot of Mom in there.
Mom was
There's
just
some
so
stuff. She's
busy.
always in
She
the
was just an
background.
unsung hero, yeah.
Yeah, this little background.
Kept it
person.
together.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't mention she was a nun for 7 years. Or did one of the other podcasts cover that?
Maybe.
Mom started off as a Catholic nun.
Maybe, but I don't know about the transition, and I don't know much about her going back to school.
Right.
Would have been after Uncle John, after he
Once
was born.
John started
It was when
school.
Dad had to redo the market. The FDA or whoever
slaughterhouse
came in and had
inspectors.
slapped them with all kind of restrictions, and they have to just do major
A lot of
improvements. And money was a big deal, so Mama said she'd go back to work. Yeah, John was in second, third,
He was in
fourth grade.
first or second grade, I
Maybe
thought.
first, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember what year that was.
Fourth grade English teacher. She was a good teacher.
So yeah.
I still hear stories. Customers still talk about her.
I remember
She
we
was
were at the
great.
hospital, and an older gentleman said, "Oh, Miss Rita, yeah, I loved her as my fourth grade teacher. I used to go up to her desk on purpose because I loved her perfume. He said she smelled so good." So that was sweet.
Yeah, let's make a list. We need to make a topics list of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our next sibling dinner, we can do that. Brainstorm.
What's that? That's next week? Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I'm a look. It's one of those
Wednesday.
days.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah. We did one sibling dinner where we did a steal a sandwich theme.
Everybody
brought a sandwich of their choice,
Good
wrapped it up, put it
sandwiches.
just in a brown paper bag, whatever, so you can't tell what it was.
That's a
And
good
we
idea.
each pick
And
one.
what were
Mine
y'all
was the
sandwiches?
best.
So, all right.
It ended up being
BLT.
Biff's. Mine, and it
Yours?
had grilled shrimp and avocado, and it was unbelievable.
No, the one you did was a
I did
BLT.
All right.
I did a half fried shrimp and half fish po' boy.
Mine was like an Italian type sub with all kind of stuff in it.
John did a Reuben.
Reuben.
I ended up Biff ended up with that.
Donald did seafood, I think, maybe.
He did
Donald did a
salmon. I
fresh-
saw tuna.
Fresh tuna salad.
That's what it
from
was. On bread, yeah.
And what
yellow
you had
tuna.
Biff's, you said.
Biff's was I was so glad I got
And-
his.
Nobody got hurt that night.
Or sick.
That was it, yeah.
The Reuben was the hot sandwich. It got stolen 3 times.
Yeah.
And Biff wound up with it, but that was fun.
Yeah.
We're doing stuffed bell peppers next week.
Yeah.
Mama's
I
recipe.
feel bad because I saw Leela just made some for John, and now
That's
said,
okay.
he's
I
gonna
never
have 'em
had this,
again.
but I think she uses Mama's recipe, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
So good.
Well, he's going to have it again because I'm
Oh,
bound and
you can't
determined
have-
to make
Can't
them.
have too much of that.
I've been wanting to make them.
All right. We'll schedule another. This was great.
Fun.
I had fun.
We'll do a part 2.
Reminiscing.
This was nice.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank y'all.
My sister's little pet.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Miracles in Meat podcast. We ask that you share it with at least one person in your life that you think needs to hear it. If you got a little something from it, you got some little goose pimples, or it just gave you some feel goods, send it to someone else. Let them feel that too. And if you loved it, please leave us a 5-star review. That'll really help out. And if you only loved it like 4 stars worth of, please do not leave a review. Same thing with the 1 through 3. Not interested in any of those, only 5 stars. If you have any personal questions or comments about the episode, shoot them over to Bourgeois Meat Market on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll reach back out. And if you have any ideas for any cool future guests, please shoot those over too. We're always interested in hearing who else is out there and what kind of cool stories we might be able to bring into this place. See you next time. Thanks for listening.